Welcome back to the Hannahcast YouTube channel, and today we're going to be talking about the Oscar nominations. Alright, we're going to be talking about all that stuff. We're going to be talking about, what we thought about it, what we thought about them, any snubs, any big surprises. I mean, and talking about, right now we're kind of feeling maybe what the winners could be, but we'll have to see. So how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Let me know. Let's see. Sing Sing snubbed for Best Picture. Don't remind me. That hurts really bad. Let's go Wicked. Hey, I mean, I don't think it's going to, because you can't really win Best Picture without getting even nominated for Screenplay or Director. But I would love it if it won Best Picture, so I wouldn't mind. But yeah, guys, yeah. How are y'all doing? Any members? Put any, if you're a member, put any of these emojis in the chat. How about that? If you're a channel member, because that's the thing. If you become a channel member, then if you just look right here, you can use all these little emojis. If you're a channel member, so for $2 a month, you can get access to all these, access to weekly members-only live streams, and also you can get access to members-only videos, like where I'm talking about the critics groups. I'm going to actually try to do a video on that tonight, actually. But yeah, if I don't get to your questions, it's probably because the chat's moving by so fast and stuff. The only way, the only way I can really guarantee that your question will be answered is if you send some sort of a tip through the link up here or a super chat. That, those will guarantee your responses. Me responding to them, because obviously everyone's gonna want to talk about the Oscar nominations. So, yeah. Mandalorian says most unhinged path the rest of the season can take is Conclave takes BAFTA, Anora takes Critics' Choice, Wicked takes SAG, a Complete Unknown takes PGA. Don't remember if I said that before. Oh my god. That would be chaotic, and I would not know what to do. I guess it would also depend on who wins DGA, Mando. Who wins DGA in that scenario? Let's see. Fraser Poorman says, I got 5 for 5 on director, all acting, and screenplays. Then it was a shit show for me everywhere else. You actually predicted 5 for 5 for director. That's insane. That's awesome. Wait. Oh, wait, no. I just realized you didn't predict picture, because obviously no one saw I'm Still Here coming. No one saw that coming. That was crazy. Brady Corbet for DGA. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, if that's the case, I don't know what happens then. I have no idea what happens. Oh, god. Oh. I guess I would have to look to the acting categories or something like that to see where there's at least some sort of momentum. Because, good god. Tomorrow, Jose says tomorrow I'm seeing The Brutalist. Hey, that's awesome. I want to see The Brutalist. I've been really trying, I will say I am trying to get, put my name out there for, any screeners, because I've been really trying to get some I really want to try to get some screeners, because I really want to make a staple for this in my channel, making a big, yeah, all that stuff. Oh yeah, I will say, if we can, I'm gonna put this rent goal up here. Yeah. Like I said, if you want to be so generous as to send a tip, there's, you can see it up there. Or if you want to become a member, that's great too. You can become a member by clicking onto here and then finding membership, and then, you could just do all that. Or if you wanted to, send a super chat or super sticker or something like that, or if you want to gift memberships to other people, that option is right there too. Just anything that can help support the channel, because supporting the channel really helps me, make this try to become a big reality for me in the future. So thank you so much. Ben Langford says Christian Hannah. Ben Langford. But yeah. Emilia Perez is gonna win in that scenario? Oh, I don't know. Okay, we'll definitely talk about. We will definitely talk about how well Emilia Perez can do. I'm close to predicting a Torres upset if Demi Moore doesn't sweep Critics' Choice, BAFTA, and SAG, assuming Demi is the strong frontrunner right now. Oh, we want Christian Hand to become the biggest film channel. The Flopsker experts need to watch their backs. No, the Oscar expert is great. I'm not trying to compete with them. No, or at least not like I don't want them to fail. No, I like them. I like the Oscar expert and Brother Bro. I'm not like you. You guys may try to make me enemies with them, but I will not. I will not be enemies with the Oscar expert and Brother Bro. They are good peoples. They are good peoples. I refuse to be enemies with them. Let's see. Oh, yep, there we go. Owen Curtis says, I had a little hope that Farge would surge last minute for a directing win, but then I found out no one else has ever won the Oscar for directing without a DGA nom since 1949. Oh well, yeah, she's not gonna win, but yeah. Rank the Best Picture nominees by most likely to have a cameo with a Rizzler in it. I don't even know what that means. We'll just say it's in alphabetical order. How about that? Yeah. Although I will say, I have no idea what's winning Best Picture. Wait, Christian, is Brutalist going to sweep and win 5 Oscars? I have no idea, honestly. Because, well, that's what we're going to talk about. Because, like, right now, everything, like, every one of these movies has something against it winning Best Picture. Like, everything has something against it. You know, Anora, it's not looking like it's going to win anything other than original screenplay, because I genuinely think Demi Moore is winning lead actress. Something big would need to happen for Anora to win lead actress. The Brutalist, maybe? It does have a good package, but I want to know if the audience score could survive the longer the film is out and more people see it. That's what I'm really trying to figure out. Complete Unknown, it technically has all the ingredients. It has director, screenplay, 3 acting nominations. It really overperformed. But also it doesn't have editing, but I don't know how important that is, especially nowadays. But at the same time, you know, I'm not sure if it can win screenplay or director. So that's kind of even though I do think, Rick says it has an 8.0 on IMDb with 11k votes. Last time I checked, it was at 10,000 votes and wasn't at an 8.1, so it is dipping a bit. David DT is saying, is that at this moment the best prediction you can make is Emilia Perez winning? I was going to until after the Oscar nominations came out, and the general public went so vicious against that film. Like, that's the thing. I have never in my life seen a Best Picture contender with that much immediate hate in my life. Like, say we will about Green Book. Green Book had its fans, alright? Green Book had fans. This film just does not. It doesn't, people across the board hate Emilia Perez. The only people who don't seem to dislike it is the Academy, but there is no way that does not translate, that does not carry over into wins. There's no way with that amount of hate, because I should have called this, but look at Maestro, for example. Maestro, yeah, sure, it got a lot of nominations, but I think ultimately the fact that it couldn't even win makeup was because, the the amount of hate that the movie got amongst the general public, it wasn't enough to stop it from getting nominated for a ton of awards, but it probably kept it from winning anything. Because that kind of negative hype can hurt a film. David DT says, "What will we do if I'm Still Here wins Best Picture? How will we feel about it?" I will just be real. I will not know how the Oscars work anymore. Because I'm Still Here, again, was not nominated for director or screenplay. It would join the ranks of Wings and Grand Hotel, some of the first Best Picture winners ever since the Academy's history. And, like, if that were to happen, I'd just be like, okay, I guess we're in Looney Tunes land now, because I don't know how anything works anymore. Not to say that it would be a bad win. I mean, I haven't seen it. I'm trying to get a screener. Hopefully that works. But, however, like, given the stats and the history of the Academy, it would be so unprecedented for a film like that to win Best Picture without screenplay or directing nominations. It would be insane. Shaquan Jackson says, "I got 97 out of 120 on Award Expert." Hey, good for you. How many did I get? I know I did pretty bad. Did I get, like, under the... I think I got under the average, if I'm not mistaken. Leaderboards. I got 73.33%. So, like... How well did the community do? Ah, man, I did worse than average. That was bad of me. I think I took too many risks. But then again, so many, I think I took too many risks. Damn it. There's no doing bad with predictions. It's about having fun. That is true, but I still did bad on predictions. I still did bad. I wonder if the Brazilian contingent can at least get I'm Still Here a foreign film win. That's not... I mean, granted, I would be shocked considering Emilia Perez has 13 nominations, but they're both nominated for Best Picture and International Feature. It can happen. David DT says, "I don't know if Emilia Perez's hatred will translate into the film doing poorly at the Oscars, since in the first place, it wouldn't have had so many nominations." You would think that, but for example, look at Killers of the Flower Moon. It got 10 nominations and didn't win a single thing. So it's like... And obviously, you know, I do think Emilia Perez is going to win some Oscars, but Best Picture, I don't think so. The hate that this film has gotten is way too sudden, way too fast. I feel like something's going to happen that's just gonna make, like, I feel like the negative backlash for this film is that I think that will ultimately affect its winning prospects for Best Picture, because there's no way that does not catch up at the end of the day. There's no way. Why are some producers on films nominees to be determined? I'm assuming that's because that was from Hugo Lewis. That's probably because the producers have not agreed upon, it's not been agreed upon as to which producers will receive Oscar nominations. Because let's face it, if you're a producer and it's not looking clear as to whether or not you're going to get an Oscar nomination for that film, you're going to want to fight for it. And the fact that this many are still vying for that, it's like, oh, it's looking rough. But yeah, I'd probably say the least likely film to win Best Picture is Dune Part 2, because at the very least, you know, I'm Still Here at least has Fernanda Torres in director. No, in lead actress. Not director, lead actress. At least the film has some above-the-line potential. Dune just does not, so I'd probably say that it's safe to say that's the least likely film to win Best Picture right now. Do you think, that boy says, do you think Conclave Missing Director takes it out of the top 3 for Best Picture? Not necessarily. I mean, the director, not being nominated for director doesn't really mean as much anymore. I mean, it still helps, but if anything, you know, if for movies like Coda or Green Book or Argo showed, it's like you can still win Best Picture without a director nomination. In fact, although I will say, I'd say Conclave is still in a better position because at least Edward Berger got into the Directors Guild of America awards. So there is that. Fraser says, I have a feeling many want to give Carla Sofia Gascon a chance to speak on stage. They gave her that treatment with the movie won the Globe, but I don't know. See, I don't know about that either. And plus, the film is already going to win international feature, so maybe they might just bring her up for that. Do you think Sing Sing could win Screenplay or Domingo and or Song due to people feeling bad about its Best Picture miss? No. Well, Screenplay, absolutely not. Ever since they expanded the Best Picture category to past 5 nominations, there has never once been a film that won original or adapted screenplay that was not nominated for Best Picture. So Sing Sing, it can't win adapted screenplay. There's absolutely no chance of that happening. Coleman Domingo, he would have to have like a Brendan Fraser type of win, but I don't think that's possible because at least The Whale was popular. All right, The Whale was at least popular. It got into PGA, and also Brendan Fraser had like this really big narrative behind him. You know, but this is his comeback. It was very personal. He was crying on stage. Every time he was winning an award. It's like, people wanted to give Brendan Fraser the Oscar. Coleman Domingo doesn't really have a narrative like that. It's just not really the same thing. Could there be Emilia Perez backlash? Shaquan Jackson says there's already backlash. In fact, there's so much backlash for Emilia Perez that I'm not predicting it for Best Picture. I cannot predict Emilia Perez to win Best Picture because that hate is going to backfire on it. Like, it is going to catch up in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Wait, Christian, what are you predicting? I have no idea what I'm predicting for Best Picture, alright? On Award Expert, I'm going with Conclave, because maybe it could win Picture, Adapted Screenplay, Editing, and Score. Those are on the table, and it could do well at BAFTA, and I do think it'll do well in a preferential ballot, but I don't know what's going on. Anything could literally happen, other than Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez winning Best Picture. Wicked, I still don't think I can predict that for Best Picture, though. I still can't predict it, because no director or screenplay nominations, even if Wicked were to do very well at SAG, like, it still can't win Best Picture without a director or screenplay nomination. It can't. And I told everyone, it's like, oh, it's gonna be like Chicago, because Chicago didn't win director or screenplay. Yes, but it was at least nominated. Chicago was nominated for director and adapted screenplay, and not only that, Rob Marshall won DGA. He was close to winning the Oscar. And also, that year was split amongst, like, everybody. Like, Critics' Choice gave Best Director to Steven Spielberg for Catch Me If You Can and Minority Report. The Golden Globes gave it to Martin Scorsese for Gangs of New York. DGA gave it to, Rob Marshall for Chicago. And the BAFTAs, and ultimately the Oscars, went with Roman Polanski, the pedophile, for The Pianist. So, like, that was a wide open race. Shaquan Jackson says, I'm going at the Brutalist because it is going to win Best Actor, Director, or Best Score. That's a possibility. As long as, like, its IMDb score holds true and it doesn't dip low like how Roma and Power of the Dog did, then it probably could win Best Picture. If we're going to be honest, it probably can. Because, again, as long as people like the movie, as long as people still like the movie, I think that could still happen. It can. Fraser says, yeah, but everyone was talking about Chicago when it came out. It was a feel-good movie of the year after 9/11. All the other nominees were dark and depressing. I mean, yeah, but there's, like, I still wouldn't, that was a completely different context, though. That was a very, very, very different context. Shaquan Jackson says, who are you rooting for in the Super Bowl? I'm rooting for the ball itself. I don't follow sports. Sorry. Sunny Bear says, hey, just got back home from work, so please allow me to rub Cynthia Erivo's nomination in your face. I told you so. Sweet vindication. Hey, look, to be fair, Wicked overperformed everywhere. The movie got, like, it even got into editing and score. I was definitely not anticipating score to happen. So it's like, the fact that Wicked overperformed with nominations is pretty, like, it's like, whoa. But let's see. Do you think, David DT says, do you think do you think that so much hate towards Amelia Perez causes the movie to not win any Oscars? It's going to win an Oscar. Like, I would have to assume it's going to win original song and international feature at bare minimum. Ryan L. says, do you think recency bias was the reason A Complete Unknown overperformed? I'm not exactly sure. I mean, because, like, there's lots of movies that come out around Christmas time that don't have this kind of a response to it. They like, even, like, you know, like, let me look. Complete Unknown. Let's see how well this film did. Oh, okay. The movie cost around $50 to $70 million, but only made like $74 million. It's not great box office, but like, I don't know what it is. It's I don't know. Maybe it's recency bias because it did not have any kind of fall festival release. So I don't know. I don't know what was going on with The Complete Unknown. I still find it, David DT says, I still find it a little strange that the Dune soundtrack wasn't eligible for the Oscars, but Wicked's was. Well, I do have friends that have seen the Wicked show, and apparently they did tell me that because the film does stretch out the first act of Wicked twice to be twice as long, there's the background music that you hear when it's not like songs and stuff, a lot of it probably is original, because they kind of have to, like, space out the film a lot more compared to the stage show. So that's probably the reason. And if that's the case, I would say that it probably does deserve a score nomination, because I was listening to the score soundtrack, and it is very, very, very good. Kayla Sanders says, who do you think benefits from the preferential ballot amongst the Best Picture nominees? I have no clue, honestly. I have no clue. Because I don't know what the preferential ballot film is this year. That's the problem. Maybe, I'm really wondering if we're looking at a reverse Power of the Dog Coda situation, where the crowd pleaser Amelia Perez becomes the award season enemy, and the brutalist overperforms on the preferential ballot. I'm wondering if that could happen. That would be really funny if it did, but let's see. Yo! Che! Oh my god, Che! Thank you so much for the members! Oh my god! For the memberships! Thank you so much, Che! Wow! That is so awesome! Ben says, is Amelia Perez the crowd pleaser? No, I would not say so. That movie is hated amongst people. It is hated. My god, that was, man, this stream is already a big success. Thank you guys so much. Che says to keep up the great work. Hey, thank you, Che. You are helping this channel a lot. So, thank you so much. My god. Let's see. Tristan says, I feel like I'm Still Here is being underestimated in international feature and in actress. The problem is, I can't really predict I'm Still Here to win lead actress when the only thing that she's been nominated for was winning the Golden Globe. Like, I don't think you can really win lead actress without either BAFTA or SAG nominations. Like, cause it's tough. So I don't know. Rock Bay says, I said on one of your live streams that I'm Still Here had a Best Picture shot, and you said it didn't. Just goes to show how unexpected it was. Yeah, that was really, really, really unexpected. Like, I mean, look, kudos to you, but that was like a lucky shot. Like, I did not think that would ever happen, given the fact that it had like not even any screenplay buzz. Was insane. Well, Handsome Cap says, Regina King, she was in supporting actress, not lead actress, so there is a little bit of a difference there. Plus, at the very least, there were some screener issues. I think with if Beale Street could talk, I can't speak right now. But I think there were like screener issues. Whereas with I'm Still Here, that was just not really a contender anywhere. But yeah. Let's see. Chase says, are you going to live stream Critics' Choice Ceremony? I'm not going to live stream it because, again, with what happened with last year's Oscars, I was live streaming my reaction to the Oscars, but then I got copyright striked. I was able to like, get the strike off, and I was able to recover that footage, but I was like, there was a good chunk of time where I was worried that I lost all of my Oscar reaction footage, which would have been really bad. So I don't really want to risk that with the other award shows. I will record my Critics' Choice reactions, absolutely. And you know what? I might even do a pregame show. I might even do a Critics' Choice pregame show. But I can't I can't really react to the ceremony itself because I'm worried that I could risk losing all the footage. So I can't really do that. Ben Langford says, we love the Hannahcast. I love you, fans. I love you. I love you, random person. Do you think the Kid Lorenz says, do you think the AI issue could hurt the chance of The Brutalist or A Complete Unknown from winning Best Picture or Actor? Honestly, probably not, given how they did immediately clear up what was going on. So probably not. Noah Kaser says, I don't think Amelia Perez will win Best Picture because it's not winning Screenplay against Conclave, and Corbett will probably be winning Director. You can't win Picture without one of those. True, but I will say, I was maybe expecting, like, Jacques Audiard to maybe, let's say he could, like, beat Brady Corbet at DGA or BAFTA or something. I was thinking maybe that could happen, but again, because of how much hate that Amelia Perez has gotten, I'm like, no, there's no way the backlash does not catch up to that film. No way. Audiard's not entirely impossible for a director. Not impossible. I mean, but the Oscars would generally have to be like, yeah, we don't care about the backlash. We're just gonna go all in on Amelia Perez. I don't know if I can do that right now. I would need to see, like, if it can win PGA, then there's no stopping Amelia Perez. Chase says, who benefits the most on a preferential ballot? Again, I have no idea who does. I don't know who would benefit the most. Because I don't know, because I thought it would be Amelia Perez, but again, people just hate that movie. And yes, it did get 13 Oscar nominations, but again, I've just not seen a Best Picture contender with that much sudden hate. Like, because again, at least Crash and Green Book have their fans. They have their fans. General audiences just do not like this movie. They do not like that movie at all. So yeah, I have no idea. What was it? There will also be people that will put Brutalist at number 1. Look, if Amelia Perez does end up becoming the award season villain, that would allow something like The Brutalist, which would normally not do well on a preferential ballot, to actually succeed at the end of the day. Like, I could see that. I could see that happening, maybe. So yeah, we'll have to see. Hannah, you can call me Christian or Chris or Hannahcast, because I'm not like I just use Hannahcast instead of Christian because like the Christian cast sounds stupid and doesn't roll off the tongue very well and implies that it's a religious thing. And I already did that once by calling my channel Christian's Reviews, and that didn't work so well. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go with the Hannahcast because that's a lot better. But I'm shocked about I'm Still Here. I haven't seen it. I have not seen I'm Still Here. But I am shocked that the movie had that much late passion to actually happen. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Why did you have Cynthia Erivo at 8th? Says Huang Pai. If I mispronounce that, I'm so sorry. It's not that I thought Cynthia Erivo was like never going to happen. I was just trying to think of the alternatives as to who could get nominated. But again, I was just not expecting Wicked to perform as well as it did at the Oscars. So yeah. Can we please talk about how Emilia Perez got Best Director? That nomination seems so illogical. I mean, I don't know how illogical it sounds if, like, he got nominated everywhere. It's like, we could talk about our own personal opinions on these movies, but the fact of the matter is, like, because people were telling me, they were like, you're shocked that I'm Still Here got a nomination, which is fantastic, and yet you weren't shocked about Emilia Perez, which is terrible. It's like, it's not about my opinion of the movies when it comes to predicting the Oscars. It is about seeing where the hype was, seeing where everything was going in award season. When you look at Emilia Perez, it would like say what you will about your opinion on the film, but it was getting nominations everywhere, left and right. It was doing very well with precursors, whereas I'm Still Here had nothing aside the obligatory international feature slot and the one Golden Globe nomination and win that Fernando Torres had. Like, that's what makes things so shocking. So yeah, I was not really shocked over Jacques Audiard getting in, because Emilia Perez was just showing itself to be a very, very, very strong contender across the board. I think Shaquan Jackson says, I think they nominated Jacques Audiard because he never received an Oscar nomination. I don't know if that's true. I mean, again, look, some people just really like Emilia Perez. Some people just really like that movie. And, I mean, good God, look at the 13 Oscar nominations it got. It's clear that a lot of people loved that movie. So, yeah. So, let's see. Yeah, but that's basically what I'm saying. But, yeah. Directing, I'm probably going to say it's going to be Brady Corbet right now, because I was maybe thinking Jacques Audiard, but again, I just think that backlash is going to come back to bite that film in the ass so much. Was Mangold on your radar at all before the nominations? Yes, he was. I wasn't predicting him. I was not predicting him, but he was on my radar. And I remember, like, the Oscar expert did this members video where he was talking about, like, replying to comments. And I was saying, because at the time, even though he had a complete unknown on the outskirts of Best Picture, or even in it, I was like, look, he did not have James Mangold anywhere in Best Director. I'm like, if you're predicting a complete unknown for Best Picture, you might want to put James Mangold somewhere in your predictions. Maybe not in the top 5, but at least somewhere. And he was so convinced, because I even said maybe he might even get DGA. Who knows? And he was like, there's some movies that, that are in Best Picture that we know are never going to get director nominations. And then here we are at the end of the day, and James Mangold actually got in. Which is, look, I'm just saying, if you have films in your Best Picture, if you have films, if you're predicting Best Director, put any directors from your Best Picture predictions in your director lineup or director list somewhere. Not all 5 of them. Not, how, like, obviously, you don't have to predict all of them, but consider them, because if they're in Best Picture, they can get in. They can get in the Oscars. So that's what I'm saying. Like, never doubt. If you're predicting something for Best Picture, never, ever, ever doubt someone, like one of them getting it for Best Director, because you might come to regret that. But yeah, Chalamet will win SAG and then Brody will win the Oscar. That's a possibility. I mean, Lily Gladstone did that. Although at the same time, I don't know, Killers of the Flower Moon didn't overperform at SAG like Complete Unknown did. Complete Unknown did extraordinarily well at SAG. See, I guess that's another problem. I guess we could briefly go over to, like, lead actor. Because, like, I don't know who's winning lead actor. Because if The Brutalist is winning Best Picture, then yeah, Adrien Brody would win. But SAG hated The Brutalist. They only nominated Adrien Brody, and they loved A Complete Unknown. So it's like, and also at the Oscars, A Complete Unknown very much overperformed with getting director nomination. It even got in the BAFTA 5. Like, I think this is one of those rare years where, like, the Oscar 5 and the BAFTA 5 would have probably aligned, like, 5 for 5. Unless maybe you want to put in Wicked somewhere, but I don't know. Chuck Scott says, I have a feeling we gotta pay more attention to BAFTA this year. You might be right. You might be right. It's just really tough. It is just really, really, really tough. Mandalorian says, I feel like Guy Pearce only missed SAG because of alphabet bias, so I can't say SAG hated The Brutalist. Okay, I'm just gonna say it right. I do not believe in alphabet bias. It's such a random, goofy coincidence. I'm just like, nah, like, I think it is purely coincidence here. I think that is just absolute coincidence. There's no way like, alphabet bias is real. I think the fact of the matter is, a lot of the big contenders that were in for a lot of the big acting contenders just so happened to be in films that were surging at the right time. So, I don't think there's such a thing as alphabet bias. I just do not. I think that is a little bit goofy. I think we just need to just look at it more at face value and say, okay, it looks like A Complete Unknown really, really surged at the right time, so. If that existed, Fraser Portman says, if that existed, Pam Anderson would have been nominated. Exactly. Oh, Shaquan Jackson says, was alphabet bias. Alright, it's this theory that, like, people, like, only nominate, like, the top people on the ballot because, you know, Brody starts with B, whereas someone like Sebastian Stan starts with S. I really don't believe in it. I think that is just really goofy and like, I feel like it's a myth. I feel like that, like, people aren't that dense. I just think I think it really is just a matter of coincidence and that the films are just peaking at the right time. So, I don't believe in it at all. So, yeah. Let's see. Mando says, I know, I'm probably reaching in fairness. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some crazy misses, but it's like, I think ultimately, I just ultimately think it is a massive coincidence that this even happened. Chuck Scott says, here's why. When Brody won his first film, his film was runner-up for Best Picture, and now his film this year is the front-runner for Best Picture. Timothy's film isn't. It's between The Brutalist and Emilia Perez. Maybe, maybe not, but I don't know. Again, Timothée Chalamet, like A Complete Unknown, still very much overperformed with nominations. I mean, Monica Barbaro getting in for lead actress, A Complete Unknown getting in for costume design, and James Mangold getting in for director. I think it ultimately is a matter of, like, A Complete Unknown is a big, big contender. It just really surged at the right time. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. I will say, going into original screenplay, I do think Anora is winning, but I think people are underestimating the substance. I think if there is a runner-up, and if there's a runner-up, you really only have two options. It's either Brutalist or Substance. Because A Real Pain and September 5 are not in Best Picture, and as I explained before, you cannot win, ever since they expanded Best Picture, past 5 nominees, every screenplay winner has been nominated for Best Picture. So you can count out A Real Pain, count out the September 5. And so if we're going off the assumption that either Brutalist or Substance is number 2 for original screenplay, I think it has to be The Substance. Because it does fall in line with a lot of films that have that original premise or like that very unique premise, but then it just sort of builds on top of itself and builds until you get to like this crazy third act, like Get Out, Promising Young Woman, or let's see, I'm trying to think of any of the other. Oh, Everything Ever All at Once, and this can even apply to adapted screenplays like American Fiction or Black Klansman. Just movies that have a good premise that just build and build and build off of them. And I do think if Substance wins an original screenplay at the BAFTAs, I would take that very seriously. Because it's not like it's some random British film that wins. It's like, no, like, oh, watch out. I would say watch out for The Substance. Because there just could be a good chance it could win. Gilberto Benitez says, I'll laugh if The Substance wins original screenplay. Hey, I'd be cheering because I don't want Nora to win. I want The Substance to win. I'm a bit worried Demi Moore losing to Fernando Torres if Mikey Madison wins Critics' Choice and BAFTA. That would be... I still don't think I would predict Fernando Torres, though. I still don't think she would win. I am predicting a Demi Moore sweep for the most part, so... Fraser Portman says, I feel like in original screenplay, the voting will go with either strong dialogue or story creativity. Yep, and guess what film has the most creative original story of the year? Substance! Like, I do think there's a world where that happens. I genuinely think that can happen. Now, but again, I am officially predicting a Nora, but watch out. I would just say watch out. For The Substance. Christian Hannahcast, are you gang affiliated? What the fuck does that mean? What? Gang affiliated? You really think this fat tubby lard could do well in a gang? No. Dude Bro says, I'm in the Hannahcast gang. Hey, it's Scout. Hello, Scout. How are you? What is going on with chat today? Also, don't talk about yourself like that. I mean, look, I'm just saying, from objectively speaking, I am overweight. So, like... But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking with original screenplay. Adapted screenplay. Oh, I'm still... Okay. I am predicting Conclave to win. Although, let's check out some of the options. I actually think number 2 is not a complete unknown. I think it's Nickel Boys. Because I can definitely see Nickel Boys winning Writers Guild. Sort of like Women Talking. Because, like, the fact that Nickel Boys got into Best Picture and the only other nomination it got was for Adapted Screenplay, I think that just shows how strong that film's screenplay is. And also, going back to what Fraser Portman said, out of these nominees, which is the one that has the most unique story? Or like the most unique way of telling its story? I think it's Nickel Boys. But again, I do think Conclave's winning. But the way Nickel Boys structures the film and the way it structures its screenplay, it is so unlike any other film out there. I think it could at least win Writers Guild. But again, I am predicting Conclave. Scout says, I'm most interested in watching Conclave, so I hope it wins. I mean, watch Conclave. Conclave is amazing. Also, watch Sing Sing. I mean, it's not nominated for Best Picture, so it's not going to win this category. And also, Dune Part 2 is not nominated here either. But Conclave might be the best written film of the year, probably. Ben Langford says, I'm in the Hannahcast gang. Anyone who disrespects the Hannahcast gang got to deal with the Hannahcast gang. Yeah, the Hannahcast gang. Get your tattoos. Yeah. Ugh. Fraser Portman says, I don't know. The dialogue in Conclave was pretty clever and biting, similar to last year's American Fiction. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I do think Conclave is winning. I'm just saying, if there is a number 2, I'm actually thinking it is Nickel Boys. Lead actress, I think it's going to be Demi Moore. I think Demi Moore is pretty clearly taking, like, I could just easily see her just sweeping the entire season. Because I was saying from the get-go, I don't buy Mikey Madison winning lead actress. If she's, like, this much of a newcomer, I'm like, no, I don't believe this. I never bought Mikey Madison winning. And now when Demi Moore won the Golden Globe, which I did predict, I was like, actually, no. The moment The Substance got 5 Golden Globe nominations, actually, was it 5? It was picture, director, screenplay, lead actress, supporting actress, yeah. Once The Substance got 5 Globes nominations, I was like, oh, it's not only so in Best Picture, but now Demi Moore can win lead actress now. And I was saying it. I called it. The only thing The Substance needed for me to predict it was if it was going to be in Best Picture. The moment it performed that well, I was like, okay, there we go. It's in. She's going to win this. Did you see Jax Films hated Sing Sing? No, he didn't. Where did he say that? Show proof. Show proof. Because if he did, why on it? Shillen says it's definitely not locked. I mean, I don't know who else could beat Demi Moore. Because again, Mikey Madison I feel like would suffer too much from newcomer syndrome. And Fernanda Torres, as much as everyone is saying, oh yeah, she could upset for a win, the most she's gotten and will ever get is the Golden Globes nomination and win. Which, yeah, that was good, but she can't win anything else. So that's a problem. I just can't so Demi Moore is about as locked as I could probably say right now. Ryan L says, can't find the gift membership option for some reason. Are you on desktop or mobile? Because all you gotta look for is this little the little dollar sign right here. Because you would probably have to look. So you have to look for like the little dollar sign. The Alvin podcast says Demi Moore has that narrative compared to Mikey Madison. Yep, she has the narrative. I think she might just sweep. Like, I think The Substance is just that strong to where she will sweep. Ryan L says, I'm on my phone, I see the dollar sign thing, but the gift option isn't there, just super chat emoji. People were having problems with that initially, Ryan. Maybe wait it out a bit, or, you know, maybe try refreshing, or maybe what you could do is, you know, like, stop, like, go to the information for YouTube and stuff, and, like, basically stop the app and clear any cache, or cache, which basically like frees up memory or something like that, and see what you could see. See if you could try to do that. Or if you're near a computer, you could probably just hop on a computer, and you could see what would happen. So maybe, because there are people who also have that similar problem, but like ultimately it kind of resolves itself. So we'll have to see. Or maybe you might have to scroll down. Maybe you have to like scroll down for that. Let me see. I don't know exactly sure how it works. Handsome Cap says, I've been wanting the membership all month. Hey, look, I'm trying. We're trying. Like, we'll see. Someone get Handsome Cap a membership. My God, they really want a membership. Shaquan Jackson says, what did you say about my brother? He's not as gay as my brother. But yeah, I still need to see Mufasa. Also, speaking of Mufasa, hold on a second. I told everyone Mufasa would not get nominated for visual effects. Oh, right. Ryan says, oh yeah, you can't choose who gets the membership. Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah. So yeah, you'll just have to get lucky. I forgot about that. But yeah, I told everyone Mufasa would not get nominated for visual effects. And everyone was telling me, but the first Lion King was nominated and it won VES. Yes, but the problem is, the moment I saw that trailer, the teaser, and the animals started emoting more like cartoons, I'm like, oh, that's not getting nominated. Like, the reason, like, I know general audiences like the more expressive animal faces, but the visual effects branch, they don't care, and they never have cared what the general audience is like. Like in 2013, everyone was nominating Pacific Rim for visual effects, and then guess what the Academy did, or the visual effects branch of the Academy? Guess what they did? They nominated The Lone Ranger over it, one of the most despised movies of that year. But they thought The Lone Ranger was one of the better visual effects achievements of the year. I happen to agree with that. Say what you will with The Lone Ranger, but the effects were amazing. But everyone was saying, oh, but, it's not going to be seen as a step backwards. I'm like, it's absolutely going to be seen as a step backwards. Because, oh my God, what was it? But yeah, I knew because they went out of their way to make the animals more emotive and stuff, and less photoreal, and the movie just overall looked less photoreal than the first Lion King, that was going to bite it in the ass when it came to the visual effects branch. Because they don't care what the narrative is, they care about the actual visual effects achievements. And if you're going backwards in terms of the visual effects technology and making it look less real, well, I knew that was going to hold it back. Shilin says Mufasa wasn't the consensus. It was for a while. I remember early in the year, people were saying, oh yeah, Mufasa is an easy lock for visual effects. I'm like, no, it's not, people. It's not. I'm telling you, it is going backwards with its visual effects technology. I told wasn't Mufasa 8th on Gold Derby? I didn't really see that many people predicting it. It was like I said, it was earlier in the year. Earlier in the year, everyone was predicting Mufasa. Earlier in the year, before they did the shortlist, before a lot of that stuff, it's they were trying to. I think you may have misremembered things, Mr. Hannahcast. No, I'm not misremembering things at all. I remember. Hold on, let me go here, because I know people were trying to predict the Oscar nominations. All right, they were doing that. Actually, am I able to look at where the history was for? Actually, wait, I don't know. I think the predictions history thing only works on your own. But I remember people were predicting Mufasa earlier. I swear. Ben says I bet Oscar expert predicted Mufasa. Yeah, he did. He did predict Mufasa, and I was like, it's not. I genuinely just do not think it's happening. And then, sure enough, vindication. And honestly, what a great lineup we got. Alien Romulus, that was a based pick. Oh my God. I've warmed up to Better Man having seen the Regent Street scene, the Rock DJ scene on YouTube. I'm like, okay, this is really impressive stuff, especially with the clothes that he has. The one I'd probably swap out is Wicked. I'd probably swap Wicked out with Twisters or something. But overall, better than last year, I'll say. It's better than last year. Wicked looks like a bad Marvel movie. Hated that pick. I didn't really hate. I didn't really hate Wicked getting in there. I mean, I get it. It's exchangeable for me, but it's better than most of what we got last year. Wicked had way better effects than let's say, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. It's because with Mission Impossible, it's just kind of doing what the other maybe not way better. Maybe I'll pull it back. It's not way better, but it's more impressive than because why? Because with Mission Impossible, it was they were just kind of doing everything the Mission Impossible movies had previously done, and it's just all right, I don't know why this is being considered one of the best visual effects achievements of the year. Tim Lochner says, is Dune a lock to win this? Can Apes really upset? Apes is absolutely not winning. And I'm not gonna lie, I think Dune is not locked. I think there is a world where Dune loses, but it's not gonna be to Planet of the Apes. It would be to Wicked. I would not want that. I don't want... Wicked is, like I said, it's the 5th film here. Among the best visual effects nominees, Wicked, I feel should be 5th to win. But the fact of the matter is, Dune underperformed with nominations even more than we thought it would. It didn't even get costumes, didn't even get editing. It got less nominations than the first film won. It got nominated for less awards than the first film won. It got 5 nominations. Yikes. Whereas Wicked overperformed with nominations. It got score, it got editing. My God. Like, this would be chaotic. If Avatar 2 won, this won't struggle. I would not compare Dune Part 2 to Avatar The Way of Water, because at the end of the day, Avatar The Way of Water pretty much got nominated for what we were expecting it to get. Like, we knew it wasn't going to be as big of a contender as the first one. And, because people generally knew that it was going to get visual effects, best picture, sound, production design. That's not a lot, but it got nominated for everything it was kind of predicted to get in. Whereas Dune, people were still trying to predict it for costumes and editing, and it still didn't happen. So it's like, the fact that Dune underperformed even more than we thought it would, compared to the first film, it's like, this is bad for Dune. This is really, really bad. So it's clear that they like Wicked more than Dune. So I would say, watch out for Wicked. Watch out. They might just go ahead and say, we already gave the first Dune visual effects. Let's give it to Wicked because we like the movie more. It's a little bit more fresh in our minds. Like, I don't want that to happen, but that is a legitimately... That is a legitimate possibility. Let's see. The worm scene will lose to Wicked. Do you really see that possible? I mean, in my opinion, the worm scene should lose to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, because if I were a voting member, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes would actually be my vote to win, because watch Corridor Crew's video on Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, where they actually had the visual effects supervisor there. He was talking about, like, how there were, like, literal petabytes worth of data for the river scene alone. And how much memory that, like, in case you don't know, if I'm not mistaken, I think a petabyte is, like, worth, like, thousands and thousands of terabytes. Like, it is an insane amount of memory. So Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I feel like, should win because of how they even in the fourth film, they still managed to break so much new ground with the technology, doing shit that you wouldn't think would need any more improved on, yet they still managed to do it. So I do feel like I do feel like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes should win, but the fact of the matter is, I think it's number 4 to win, because regardless if you think Dune or Wicked, like they're the top 2, all right? And also, I think Better Man would be number 3, because again, it's just a more liked movie than Planet of the Apes. So, that's what I'm kind of thinking. I'm kind of thinking that if there's any number 2, or hell, even if you want to say number 1, watch out for Wicked, because clearly they like that movie way more than Dune. Watch out. Watch out. Like this... Better Man is 5th. Wicked might win like Dune did a few years ago. That's what Paul Douglas Moom Gene says. I think Alien Romulus is number 5 to win, because I think the fact that Alien Romulus only got I don't think it's as liked or as in the public consciousness as like Better Man right now. Alien Romulus did kind of come and go, and also Better Man has been nominated way more times than Alien Romulus. So it's like I don't think Alien Romulus is I don't think that's really possible for it to win. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But Alien Romulus kind of reminds me of Godzilla -1. I wouldn't really say that. I wouldn't really say Alien Romulus is anything like Godzilla -1, because Godzilla -1 was like a cultural phenomenon. Like, that movie made, like, people, like, it was like this out of nowhere Godzilla movie, and also had like a really good narrative. Like, it had like a budget of like less than $15 million. It was a December release. Whereas Alien Romulus, it was generally considered a very good Alien movie. People were like, oh yeah, that was really good. It was a return to form for the franchise. But there's nowhere near as much passion for Alien Romulus as there was for Godzilla -1. So, no. And also, unlike Godzilla -1, Alien Romulus actually does have to deal with Best Picture nominees in visual effects, like Dune and Wicked. So, so yeah, I would not really compare the two at all. Paul Douglas Moomgene says Better Man made 10 million worldwide. Yeah, it did, but again, just look at where the visual effects race is. Alien Romulus had one nomination at VES, and Better Man has gotten visual effects nominations all across the board. Critics' Choice, BAFTA, 4 Visual Effects Society nominations. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I think even the Rotten Tomatoes score for Better Man is better than that of Alien Romulus. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Alien Romulus, again, I'm glad Alien Romulus is there. I'm really happy it's there. But I genuinely don't think there's really a world where it wins visual effects, considering the competition that it has. It's going up against 2 Best Picture nominees, a film, plus, I think, if you took away Dune and Wicked, if you had Alien Romulus, Better Man, and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Better Man would most likely be the Best Picture nominee out of the bunch. So I would still predict Better Man over it. So, yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But yeah, let's look at some of the other categories here, shall we? Yes, but now everyone in the Academy votes, so it's going to be Wicked or Dune, that's it. Yeah, I know, I'm not saying Better Man's going to win. I never said that. I just said, if you're going to ask me, which is more likely, Alien or Better Man, I would say Better Man is more likely to win. But again, obviously, they're not beating either Wicked or Dune, so that is true. I was saying, in a scenario where if there were a scenario where it's just Alien and Better Man, it would be Better Man that wins that vote. Even though I'd probably go for Wicked above. If it were my personal vote between the two, I would go for Alien over Better Man, but still. But yeah, regardless. Supporting actress, I'm thinking Zoe Saldana. Even if Emilia Perez doesn't win Best Picture, I still think she wins. Because, Ariana Grande would have to have such a big, Wicked would have to have, an amazingly big day at SAG to, let's say, if Wicked won Best Ensemble, Best Lead Actress, and Best Supporting Actress, I would have to consider that maybe Ariana Grande could win the Oscar, but I can't do that right now. Luca says, do you think Grande can win Critics' Choice and later SAG and the Oscar? Just her giving a televised speech could help a lot, I feel. I think her performance itself has more passion behind it than Saldana's. See, that's possible. That's possible, but however, I don't know if that will be the case. Because Emilia Perez still did pretty well at SAG. It got, 3 nominations for Lead Actress, Supporting Actress, and Ensemble. And keep in mind, SAG does not like international films. So, Ariana only has a chance at SAGs. I would still say she has a chance at Critics' Choice. She has a chance at the Critics' Choice Awards. Whether or not she does win, I have no idea. But again, it would have to depend on how many awards Wicked wins at SAG. If Wicked won 3 awards at SAG, I would have to assume, okay, one of them has to win at the Oscars, so I would assume it would be Ariana Grande. What is it? Isabella Rossellini might have a chance, but what might pull her down is the few minutes of her acting. I mean, that didn't really stop Anthony Hopkins from winning Best Lead Actor for Silence of the Lambs. So that could happen. So I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, Ariana Grande, she could win the Oscars. She could, but I would need to see a little bit more evidence, because right now Zoe Saldana kind of has a bigger narrative. She is also in a bigger Best Picture film than Wicked. So I don't know. But then again, Wicked did overperform with nominations. So there is that to consider. But then, will SAG winners matter at all? The ceremony is after Oscar voting ends. Can other voters feel some sort of a vibe shift or momentum based on the scenes? That is true. If Oscar voting ends before the SAG Awards, well then yeah, I would not predict Ariana Grande to win the Oscar because they will have already seen who won the BAFTA. So that is a good point to make. They do like the momentum. So that's why I am kind of going with, like, look towards the BAFTAs, because the BAFTAs are going to be very important this year. But yeah. Christian, who are your favorite musicians? Funny enough, I don't really have a lot of favorite musicians because I just kind of listen to whoever or like whatever I want to listen to. I mean, I am a big Weird Al fan, but even then I don't listen to everything he does. So yeah, so it's kind of tough. Although if Isabella Rossellini won the BAFTA, oh god, I would maybe have to consider her for the Oscar. At that point, I would maybe have to consider her for the Oscar. Maybe. But yeah. Actor in supporting role. God, I want to maybe say Kieran Culkin, but at the same time, he's vulnerable right now. Oh, he's in a non-Best Picture nominee. And that does hurt him. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. God, I don't know. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. It's really tough. Because some people are saying maybe Edward Norton could take the Oscar. Because he does have an overdue narrative. I'd be like, watch out. You might be right. But man, that would be really... wait, Quanies Alston says, you said Cynthia Erivo would be snubbed and was wrong per usual. What do you mean per usual? Everyone gets Oscar predictions wrong. Like, everyone gets Oscar predictions wrong, and I even called things that people weren't calling. Like, I was calling Emilia Perez in makeup. I was calling Maria in cinematography. I was calling Like a Bird from Sing Sing in Best Original Song. It's like, everyone gets some things wrong and right, so it's like, yeah. I mean, it could happen. Just look at Brendan Fraser. I still would not compare anyone to Brendan Fraser. Okay, because, well, for one, I think he has a better shot than Brendan Fraser because you have a better shot at winning a supporting category without a Best Picture nomination. But even then, Brendan Fraser had such a unique scenario about him being like this Hollywood legend over the years, and he had gotten screwed over, and, you know, now this is like his big comeback, and people really loved The Whale. It's like, I would not say this is at all anything like the Brendan Fraser situation, but still, Culkin could take it. Fraser says, I think Culkin gets it. I know it's not transformative acting, but he is oddly charming and refreshing in a real pain. Again, I am predicting him for now, but again, because his film is not in Best Picture, he has to be vulnerable. He's vulnerable. Like, someone could up and take the award. Again, I would watch out for Edward Norton if he takes something, or maybe Yura Borisov. But if Yura Borisov started winning supporting actor, then I would have to assume he's winning. Not only he's winning the. If it looked like Yura Borisov was winning the Oscar, I'd have to assume maybe Anora's winning Best Picture at that point. Braden says, you were always really confident in Sing Sing's chances. Why don't you think that passion will channel the screenplay? Because, like I said before, you can't win a screenplay category without in Best Picture. Ever since they expanded Best Picture past 5 nominees, all of the screenplay winners were in Best Picture nominated films. So there's no way Sing Sing can win adapted screenplay, I fear. There's just no way it can happen. Wait, the last time a Best Supporting Actor won without the film in Best Picture was Mark Rylance for Bridge of Spies. So yeah, Culkin is a frontrunner, but could lose the award based on this retrospective. I hate to tell you this, Jonatas, but Bridge of Spies was nominated for Best Picture. Bridge of Spies did get a director. No, not director. It did get a Best Picture nomination. So Yeah, I like that. That's the thing. It's like someone could take it at the end of the day. Yeah, that makes Alvin Podcast says, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, look at American Fiction. See, like if American Fiction was not in Best Picture, I don't think it would have won Adapted Screenplay, but it was, and it did. So, Paul Douglas Moomgene says Norton gonna win, like how Morgan Freeman beat Hayden Church in 2005 and Coates beat Cody. Again, I want to watch out. Like maybe Edward Norton could. We'll have to see if he wins BAFTA. Oh, if he wins BAFTA, then I know for a fact he's winning SAG. So it's like I don't know how useful we can really use Critics' Choice for predictions, because they've all like the voting for Critics' Choice was over a long time ago, before even the Globes aired, I think. And then they pushed it off for so long. So I'm just like, I don't think the Critics' Choice Awards are going to matter that much in terms of who wins, because they're going to be basing this off of before the Oscar nominations. So probably is Christopher Plummer right for beginners. Yeah, Christopher Plummer is probably a better comparison. Thomas Hayden Church wasn't the one beaten in 2005. It was Clive Owen who had won BAFTA and Golden Globe for Closer. That is true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I think Thomas Hayden Church only won Critics' Choice. And Hayden won the most Critics Awards. Oh, if Hayden Church won the most Critics Awards and still lost the Oscar, oh. You know what? God, I really am wondering if Edward Norton could start winning this. I really am wondering, considering, like, if a complete unknown overperformed this much. Because, again, you could argue Edward Norton is overdue, and he is doing a little bit. Like, he has, like, the makeup going on. He's doing the singing. So I wonder if he does win. That's actually fascinating. I'll probably say he's... Ooh. And obviously, a complete unknown is in a bigger film than A Real Pain is. Ava Brandy says, I hope Saturday Night wins Critics' Choice for Ensemble. I'm hoping Sing Sing wins, because Sing Sing's been dicked around this whole season, and needs to win something. Something. Ah! But yeah. Cinematography. I'm pretty safe in saying this is going to be The Brutalist. I don't think that's a very controversial prediction, The Brutalist. I think that happens. So, yeah, I think Christopher Comerford says, I watched The Brutalist this evening. I had stupidly high expectations, but somehow surpassed them. I can't see a world where Brady Corbet doesn't win Best Director. I love your content. Hey, thank you, Christopher. That means a lot. Thank you so much. But yeah, I do think Saturday Night wins the win. It's the most ensemble ever. Yeah, Saturday Night is the most ensemble ever, but if you're asking me what I think is the best ensemble, then it's Sing Sing. Sing Sing has such quality performances in the film. It's amazing. Do you think Nosferatu will win cinematography at Critics' Choice? Not really. The Critics' Choice Awards more or less try to predict the Oscars. So I think they will just try to go for The Brutalist, or probably Brutalist. So probably that. Yeah, man, that it is really awesome that Nosferatu got into the Oscars. Love that. Love the fact that Nosferatu got in. Oh my god. Oh. Kieran Curtis says, The Brutalist is definitely winning here because of the whole 70mm VistaVision thing. Yep. Jonatas Ryuta says, I still cannot believe that Emilia Perez got that nomination. I'm really shocked as well, because, the rest, the film has, one really, really well-shot scene with the El Mal scene. The way the camera's moving and the way the lights are, it's that's real, that was some great cinematography. But the rest of the movie just looks so unremarkable in every sense. It's really? That got a cinematography nomination? That got into Best Cinematography. Are we really doing that? Mandalorian says, I'm just happy Dune got nominated. That just shows how good the cinematography is. It was able to overcome the sequel bias. Yeah, I was shocked over that, because I didn't expect it to get nominated. Considering they didn't like, Top Gun Maverick for cinematography. So yeah, that was definitely a surprise. Film editing. Oh god, this Conclave missing here is surprising considering Berger's last film won in the cinematography. On one hand, I'm a little bit surprised, at least because of precursors, but on the other hand, I don't need the Conclave to get into cinematography because it wasn't that remarkable. So I'm glad it didn't get nominated, but I would still choose some films over Emilia Perez. But yeah, film editing, I don't know what's going on. Because on one hand, okay, I think right now I'm predicting Conclave because I right now have it in for Best Picture, and if I want to have a good enough package, I want Best Picture, Screenplay, Editing, Score. It's a strange combo, but it could happen. So I'm kind of going with Conclave right now, but I also acknowledge maybe Emilia Perez could win. Ava Bandy says, do you think Saturday Night will win Best Comedy? Maybe. Perhaps. I mean, the Critics' Choice Awards are kind of like, half and half when it, like, kind of hit or miss when it comes to, like, voting for what their favorite comedy of the year is, which one is in Best Picture, or which one is, like, the most a comedy. Kieran says, I'm predicting Conclave for editing. The Brutalist is too long to win editing. Emilia Perez is the only other alternative to Conclave. Also, The Brutalist only got nominated at Critics' Choice. So, I don't think The Brutalist is going to win editing. There's no way. So I am going with Conclave, because the editing is very sharp, very tight, very well-paced movie. Critics' Choice is the least important of the major televised precursors. This year, probably so. I would say that, because, again, the awards are going to be announced after the Oscar nominations, and they close their voting, a couple of days after the Golden Globes. So it's Jonata says, I do respect so much the editing of Honora, but I think the Academy will reward Baker with Screenplay, and that's it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm kind of thinking that as well. It would also be based if they chose Wicked for editing, but I know that's not going to happen. It's going to be either Conclave or Emilia Perez, and I'm going to go with Conclave for now. So, yeah. Brutalist is getting editing, and I'll take that risk. I mean, that is a risk, because you're assuming it's gonna, because again, it's gotten nothing else but the Critics' Choice nomination, which it might not even win. Paul Borkerding says, I have a feeling if Emilia Perez will win. That's also another possibility. That is a legitimate possibility for Emilia Perez. That could honest to God happen. Baker getting 4 nominations for one film is kind of insane when you think about it. Yeah, especially when the film's not even that good. Puzzing! Aha! But yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to go with Conclave, but I'll watch out for Emilia Perez. Production design. I know a lot of people are saying Wicked. But then again, it's tough. It's really tough between The Brutalist and Wicked, because Wicked is not sweeping the most critics awards. It is not sweeping the critics. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's tied between Wicked, Brutalist, and Nosferatu. Actually, let me look. Let me look to see what Next Best Picture has. Yep, it is tied. Production design is tied amongst the critics groups between Brutalist, Nosferatu, and Wicked. Whereas last year, Barbie was sweeping. It was sweeping production design. So maybe it's not going to be that easy for Wicked. But at the same time, Wicked did get 10 nominations. Wicked got 10 nominations. You know what? I'll say this. If Brutalist looks like it's going to win Best Picture, then it wins production design. If Brutalist is not winning Best Picture, then I would say Wicked is winning production design. That's probably where I would go with that. Wicked is the type of film that would win production design because it doesn't take place in our world. Well, I mean, tell that to All Quiet on the Western Front, like, and how that, or Mank, how those movies won production design. So it's like, it's not impossible for The Brutalist. Also, you could also make an argument that for The Brutalist, like, it is a movie about about an architect, and that could probably help with its narrative, especially given the film has less than a $10 million budget. So watch out, like, so it is really tough. Yo! Oh my God, Ryan L gifted 10 Hannahcast memberships. Thank you so much, Ryan. Oh my God. My God, we got 10 memberships today. My God. Thank you so much, Ryan. That's so generous of you. My God. To Kayla Sanders, Josh Loves Movies, Rainer Robinson, Tyler Burbeck, and Christelle May. All right. So many members. Oh, man, sorry, Handsome Cap. I'm sorry about that. My God. Actually, I'm going to shout out, like, the people that also got other memberships earlier today. Oops. Where is it? Hold on, let me look. Let me scroll up, because I know some other people got memberships earlier as well. So I'm going to try to shout them out, too. Yeah. Frank G, Jamie Isaac Choi, Lee, Noah Kaser, and Dust Errant all got memberships. Thank you, Ryan, for thank you, Ryan, for the memberships. That's very, very generous of you. That goes a long way to help this. My God, are we actually, like, I would not be shocked if we were reaching, like, almost like 35, or like maybe like 35-ish. Like, actually, it'd probably be almost 30, because I think last time I checked, I had 29. So that would maybe make it like 39, like 39 memberships today. My God, thank you so much. At least adding them up. Thank you so much. Don't worry, Handsome Cap. I'm pretty sure one of these days you're gonna get that. One of these days you're gonna get it. But yeah, what is the one win you think Emilia Perez absolutely deserves? You can't say song. It's tough. It's tough. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure what to answer. So yeah. Sincerely Ujo says, I just finished The Brutalist. OMFG. And they also say, what are we talking about? We're talking about early, we're talking about like what we're thinking what's going to happen at the Oscars in terms of winners. With production design, I'm really torn between The Brutalist and Wicked, because they're tied with the critics groups. I will say, I've been saying, I think The Brutalist wins production design if it's winning Best Picture. If The Brutalist wins Best Picture, then it's winning production design. But if it's not, then it probably would be Wicked, because Wicked, unlike Barbie, did overperform in terms of nominations. It actually did overperform. So I'm willing to say that Wicked has a better chance than Barbie right now. So there is that. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Costume design. What do you think was going to win production design last year? Barbie. Yeah, I thought Barbie was going to win, but again, I should have realized that the fact that Barbie underperformed with nominations should have told me that its trajectory was down. Whereas Wicked, the fact that it overperformed, its trajectory is still very, very good. Wicked, easy for costume. Yeah, I would say easily Wicked is winning Best Costume Design. The only other Best Picture nominees here are Complete Unknown and Conclave, and they are nowhere near as flashy as Wicked. So Wicked is, for nothing else, going to win Costume Design. Like, that's easy. So yeah, that would probably be my vote too. I've not seen A Complete Unknown yet, but obviously I have seen trailers and stuff, and so I can get a general sense of what the costumes are like. I'd probably still go for Wicked. You think Nosferatu is getting a win? If Nosferatu wanted to win, actually, let me see where, my God. Let me check over here. Costume design with Nosferatu is number 2 with costume wins amongst the critics groups. Wicked has 13, Nosferatu has 3, but Wicked is so far ahead of Nosferatu. I mean, maybe I would say maybe Nosferatu could be number 2 to win, because it is very showy with its costumes. So you might be onto something. Jonathan says, I don't think so, but it will be cool for a horror film. Hey, if Nosferatu won costumes, I wouldn't complain, even though I do think Wicked would be my pick, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. So yeah. That's kind of where I'm thinking. Makeup and hairstyling. Substance, I think, is winning, but I've said this ever since I found out about more details about Emilia Perez. Alright? It's number 2 to win, guys. Emilia Perez is number 2 to win Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Yo! Who's a... Joao Vieira Spores just subscribed to the channel. Oh my god, we got a new subscriber. Thank you so much for subscribing. That's awesome. Emilia has 13 nominations. It has to win 5. At least 5. This is it. Oh, you're predicting Emilia Perez to win makeup and hairstyling. Oh, that would be so funny, yet it would also be doing the substance so dirty. But I've been saying, if the substance does not win, it would be Emilia Perez because of how they transformed Carla Sofia Gascon's character. My god. Like... Oh, but at the same time, if Emilia Perez won makeup, maybe it would start winning Best Picture, because, like, my god, that was like a layout for the substance. Now that it's in Best Picture. Oh. Still, I think the substance is winning, but that would be really funny. That'd be really funny. I mean, granted, the makeup was also very, very good in Emilia Perez. The makeup was very, very good. But I cannot predict... or not right now. I can't predict Emilia Perez right now. If it won the BAFTA, then I predict it to win the Oscar, but not right now. Not right now. The substance takes this easily. If it doesn't, then the Academy is a joke at that point. The substance does have very, very good makeup. Although at the same time, we do have a very good lineup of movies. Like, admittedly, I would not have even nominated Wicked. I'm kind of surprised it's even here. I would actually swap out, if it were my nominations, I'd probably swap out Wicked in favor of Beetlejuice. So that's probably what I would do. But Emilia Perez, if it wins BAFTA, you have to reckon with the fact that it could win the Oscar. Poor Things, The Whale, Tammy Faye, makes sense to me. The substance is winning that category because Carla probably has no chance to win lead. That is true. Again, unless Carla wins BAFTA. If she looks like she could win the Oscar, then maybe Emilia Perez could win makeup. But again, we'll have to see. In terms of name dropping, if Viola Davis gave the exact same performance in Hard Truth and won the trifecta and the critics' support, she would be a lock for the Oscar win, even though Marianne Jean-Baptiste was snubbed. I don't know. Again, that's too much of a out there scenario that I don't know if I can. Makeup and Best Actress overlap. Yeah, that's why I am predicting The Substance and Demi Moore to win. So, don't get me wrong, I am predicting The Substance to win Best Makeup and Hairstyling, but I said if there is a number 2, because I do want to point out what the number 2 films are, and if there is a number 2, it would have to be Emilia Perez. Probably we just need more horror representation in general of the Academy. I mean, I do want The Substance to win, but not because I want more horror representation. I just want The Substance to win Best Makeup and Hairstyling because I feel like it had the best achievement in makeup of the year. Like, it was incredible work. Do you think, Shaquan Jackson says, do you think they will wait until next year to award the Wicked actors? I don't know, it's really tough, because it depends on, because, like, the Oscars don't really like sequels that much. They really don't. I mean, look at Dune Part 2 this year. It got nominated for half of the awards the first film won. No, not half. Dune Part 2 got nominated for less awards than the first film won. So, like, they don't like sequels that much. So, and also I've heard from some people that Act 2 of Wicked is not really as good as Act 1. I don't know. If you have seen the Wicked show, obviously don't spoil it, but like if you have seen it, let me know if you think Act 2 of Wicked is better or worse than the first act, because that could maybe give me a little bit of a clue. I don't think over 10,000 Academy members are thinking that hard. I mean, they kind of do, actually, because a lot of them will go, I mean, I already gave the first one some Oscars, so, like, let's give something new some Oscars. That is a real mentality that people have. I don't agree with that mentality. I feel like whatever is the best of the best should win or get nominated, no other considerations. But the fact of the matter is, those considerations do matter when predicting, because they do sometimes have those. It's because I remember when I was watching the Oscar Experts Oscar winners prediction video last year with Matt Neglia, and Matt Neglia was talking with people who were Academy voters, and he said that he heard people calling Barbie like too much of a blockbuster, that it doesn't need to win Best Picture if it has all the money, and it's not a good mindset, but the mindset does exist. So yeah. Sincerely Ujo says, I like Act 2 of Wicked. It gets nonsensical story-wise, though. They said that they might change stuff and add songs to it, so it might be better. All the iconic and best songs in Wicked are all in Act 1, except the final song for Good. Chu literally undermined Part 2 because Wicked isn't designed to be separated. Oh, really? So Wicked Part 2 may actually... Because if people are saying Act 1 is way better than Act 2, oh boy. Yeah, I think that's probably why Wicked is getting all these nominations right now, because maybe they know that Wicked Part 2 is just not going to be, it's not going to be that. Ryan L says, saying that before Part 2 is out is crazy, but that's the whole point of Oscar predictions. That's the whole point of Oscar predictions. It's like, yeah, I haven't seen it, but we're making guesses off of what we know. If we're that's the whole point of Oscar predictions. You can't just do Oscar predictions right at the end of the year. Like, if you can get some things right. You can get some things right if you predict early enough. I mean, and obviously, yeah, you're never going to get, you're probably mostly going to get things wrong. But that's part of the fun. That's part of the fun, seeing where you went wrong so you can do better next time. Like, to be clear, I was in that position too, where I was like, I don't know if I can, we shouldn't predict the Oscars this early. But now that I'm kind of in the game, I'm like, you know what? You can predict the Oscars early on in the year, because you can get some things wrong, but you can get some things right. Why does YouTube give ads during streams? I have no idea. I don't know what's going on. Wait, Handsome Cap says, Dancing Through Life is literally his only song in the musical? Oh, that's funny. Oh, I might start to think maybe Wicked Part 2 or Wicked for Good is not going to be that big of an Oscar contender. Maybe it's not. Maybe it could get a couple of nominations, but yeah. Shaquan Jackson says, the Oscar Expert kind of got me back into the Oscars because I fell off. The Oscar Expert honestly really did make me even more interested in the Oscars than I already was. Because, I've always said this, like, the Oscar Expert makes the videos in a way, and be clear, it's not just him, it's also people like, like Jonathan Fuji and Ryan Castleman. But Cole makes, like, Oscar videos in a way where it's, like, accessible to people who don't really care about the Oscars that much, because he has, like, really funny editing and really funny reactions. But, like, his analysis is still very engaging. So, I would say, yeah, the Oscar Expert did really get me into predicting the Oscars even more. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking with makeup and hairstyling. We already talked about visual effects, so we could just go to sound, which also I have no idea what's happening. Because, like, oh God, who knows? Who knows what? Emilia Perez, like, it could win editing and sound, but the problem is the Oscars are really the only, Emilia Perez got a few nominations at the Motion Picture Sound Editors Guild, but that's really it. Like, it didn't get sound at the BAFTAs, so it's like, what? So I think, as cliched as it sounds, maybe Dune could win visual effects and editing. Visual effects and sound, or maybe Wicked does that, maybe, But I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I mean, because if Dune wins sound, it would probably have to win visual effects at that point. So we'll have to see. Oh, God. Shaquan Jackson says, is PTA 2025 film an Oscar contender, or is it too much of a comedy, not Oscar thing? I'll go with it I would probably go with the Paul Thomas Anderson film for now, because his films do very well at the Oscars these days. He is an Oscar darling, so yeah, I probably would predict him right now. I probably would. God, maybe I will go for Dune. Or Wicked. Do I go for Dune, Wicked, Dune, Wicked? I don't know. This is tough. Actually, I wonder how correlative... I wonder if, like, the amount of nominations you get previous places really matters with sound. What do you think of Marty Supreme as an Oscar contender next year? We'll have to see about that. I don't know. It is directed by one of the Safdie brothers, but the Safdies have not really done any, like, Oscar films. So I guess I do want to see, but I'd be open to it. Let's see. Not choosing a complete unknown for sound is crazy. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think a complete unknown got in at the BAFTAs. Did it? Did it get in at the BAFTAs? I don't know if it did. So, like, and plus, like, with the BAFTA, plus with the sound at the Oscars, it's usually, like big sound movies that win. And sure, yeah, The Zone of Interest also won sound, and that wasn't, like, big sound, but it was also, like, it was very tied into the film itself. Could Zachary Levi have a comeback in 2025? Not in a million years, I hope to God not, no. So yeah, I think your most likely sound winners are either Dune, Emilia Perez, or Wicked. End of the day, they choose sound winner based on who wins editing. Not recently, because Oppenheimer and Zone of Interest split on sound, Everything Ever All at Once and Top Gun Maverick split for sound, and this year, I think we're going to have another split. Unless Emilia Perez actually it's really the only two films that could have that kind of a tie between sound and editing would be Emilia Perez or Wicked. And I don't know if, Emilia Perez is probably more likely, but also Emilia Perez is not even nominated for sound at the BAFTAs. So I don't know if I can predict that. I think it's just going to be chaos either way. I think sound and editing are going to split again this year. And it just kind of feels like when they did combine the sound categories, we've seen more splits in sound and editing. And it's become more common. A complete unknown, I think, is a potential spoiler in this category. I mean, hey, if you get that right, kudos. But I don't know if I can predict that without the BAFTA. I don't know if I can do that. Original score. Right now, because I'm predicting Conclave for Best Picture, I guess I'll maybe say it wins score. It is a very, very good score as well. But man. Oh, hold on. Let me go grab something real quick. I need to go grab a charger for my phone because it has a low battery. So right now, hold on. All right, I'm back. But yeah, right now I'll go with Conclave because it is probably some of the most score of the year, and it is very memorable. You have to say the score in Conclave is very memorable, and if it were to win Best Picture, I feel like it probably would need score to go along with it because that's a good pack. It would help with a good package. So maybe that. Emilia Perez, if it won score, I would be very convinced it's winning Best Picture at that point. Because that would be really crazy. That would be insane. Brutalist if Brutalist won, honestly, This might be another one of those things where it's like whoever wins score might be who I predicts to win Best Picture. Unless it's Wild Robot, which would be absolutely random and insane if that actually happened. But I think whatever wins score could also help us determine which would win Best Picture. Because if Brutalist wins, yeah, that helps its Best Picture chances. Conclave, that could help its Best Picture chances. And Emilia Perez, that could help its Best Picture chances. Wicked would be so insane if they'd actually won score. Like, oh my god. Because it's not even nominated anywhere else. Gilberto Benitez says, I had a feeling Wicked was getting nominated for score, and I should have listened to it. To be fair, this is like random, because musical adaptations just do not get nominated for original score. That just does not happen. But I should have stuck to my guns when it came to like, because what's the ones that I've been saying? It was, if you're in Best Picture, you are inherently safer to be nominated for Best Original Score than if you're not in Best Picture. I thought Sing Sing was going to be that Best Picture nominee that gets into score, but no, it turned out to be Wicked of all things. So, like, that could maybe happen. Do a live stream with the Oscar expert. Okay, here's the thing. I would like to collaborate with the Oscar expert. The fact of the matter is, I'm too scared to ask. I'm too scared to ask that man to collaborate. I'm like, you know what? We talk on Twitter. I like that. But, and obviously if he were to ask, I would absolutely say yes. But I'm just too scared to ask him, if I'm going to be completely honest. Because I'm a nervous Nancy. Oh my god. So, yeah, I'm just too nervous. So, not that I think he's intimidating. Like, I'm not saying that, but it's like, I'm just like, you know, I just, like, I would love to, but he's a busy guy running the Oscar Expert channel. I don't know if he's got time to collab with that many people, but, you know, I would love it. I would love it, but I'm just too scared to ask. If I'm just a little bit too scared to ask him. Pedro. Oh, okay. I guess that went away. Oh, that message went away. Okay. The Brutalist score is enormous, and theirs has so many tracks, it's winning for sure. I would not say for sure, because, again, who knows what else could happen. Again, because Conclave has also a big score as well, and it's all over the film. And it does have, like, this really good track during the end credits that, you know, now, Focus Features has released on Twitter, and that's kind of been going around, so... yeah, and also Emilia Perez is like an original musical in Best Picture, so that could happen as well. So yeah. Do you watch Joe Rogan? Absolutely not. Joe Rogan can go fuck himself. I would never watch that man in a million years. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. I would never watch Joe Rogan. No. Original song. I think it's pretty clearly going to be El Mal from Emilia Perez. If for nothing else, it's gonna win. Either El Mal's gonna win or Mi Camino's gonna win. I just can't really imagine anything else happening. Cause like, yeah, Joe Rogan is hysterical. Hysterical is an understatement. But yeah, I'm not talking about Joe Rogan right now. But yeah. Why do you not like Joe Rogan? He's very popular. Well, I mean, just because you're popular doesn't mean you're a good, ethical person. That's like, I could say someone who's very popular right now in America right now, doesn't mean I think he's good. I'm not going to say who it is, but I mean, if you know my Twitter, then, like, you know, just because you're popular doesn't mean I like you. Still, imagine Emilia Perez flops and Diane Warren finally wins. Oh, that would be really funny. That would be really, really, really funny if that happened. Doesn't Diane Warren have a documentary coming out this year? Because maybe she wins an Oscar for that. But yeah, I don't know. I think because there's so much music in Emilia Perez, it's just gonna win song. It's just gonna have to win Best Original Song. So that's kind of my thing. But let's see. Flo. Let's see. Yeah. No, wait. Animated feature. God, I'm trying to do so many things at once. Animated feature. This is a 3-horse race. And the funniest part is that Inside Out 2 is not even close to winning. It is literally number 4 to win. Hear me out, alright? Flow already has the Golden Globe win. That's great for it. And it got nominated for PGA, which I don't really want to consider PGA too much when predicting animated feature. But the fact that it's the second ever international or like non-English language film to get nominated at PGA for animated feature is pretty big. Also, Wild Robot has 3 nominations. Way more than Inside Out 2. And it could probably win Critics' Choice in the Annies. And Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Foul, I think we can most assuredly say is going to win the BAFTA for Best Animated Feature, because between Curse of the Were-Rabbit and all the shorts, not one, the Wallace and Gromit franchise has not lost a single BAFTA. Not one! So, with that in mind, I would very much say Inside Out 2 is number 4. The only film less likely to win Best Animated Feature is Memoir of a Snail. But my god, Inside Out 2 is dead. But what do I do? Because so much could happen. Because Flow, again, the fact that they got the PGA nomination is pretty big. Sincerely Ujo says, is Flow being the best international feature guarantee its win in animation, or does it make people shut up when it loses to the Wild Robot? I don't know, because Wild Robot does have 3 nominations, which is pretty big, but also because I know some people are going to try to compare, Flow to Flea, which got 3 nominations, just like Encanto did. But here's the problem. Flea was not winning Best Animated Feature in any of the major precursors. Encanto won the Golden Globe, whereas here, Flow won the Golden Globe. So immediately, the Wild Robot has big competition. Whatever happens at BAFTA, I will probably predict for the Oscar. Because, my god, but then again, if Wallace and Gromit won the BAFTA, would I actually predict that to win? Maybe I would predict Wallace and Gromit to win, if I'm going to be honest. Because some people could also say, well, Klaus won the BAFTA, and it even won the Annie Award, and that didn't win the Oscar. Sure, but also, Klaus was not nominated everywhere. Klaus got nominated for the BAFTA and Annie alone. Didn't get PGA, didn't get Critics' Choice, didn't get Globes. This 5 has been consistent all season long. So if Wallace and Gromit were to win the BAFTA, it could very well win the Oscar. And it is Aardman's most acclaimed film since arguably Curse of the Were-Rabbit, or even more so. But then again, there is also Flow to consider, because Flow also gets nominated for Animated Feature and International Feature, and it has a Golden Globe win. So that's pretty big for it. And it's going to win the Independent Annie, so it's got 3 under it. It's got 3 big things under its belt. I'm not exactly sure what to do here. Because any one of these 3 contenders could actually happen. Paul Borkerding says, I think Flow's going to win. It could win the BAFTA over Wallace and Gromit, but it is unlikely. Yeah, that's the problem. Wallace and Gromit as a franchise has not lost any BAFTAs, so it's kind of hard to predict Flow to win over Wallace and Gromit. But I'm wondering, could Flow still win the Oscar with only a Golden Globe win? Because at the same time, I forgot, I lost my train of thought there, but yeah. Jonatas Ryuta says, I think it could win BAFTA, but in a way that's kind of a sequel, and the Oscar hates that. Toy Story 3 and 4 is the exception. True, but we're also talking about Wallace and Gromit, and Wallace and Gromit has done very well at the Oscars as well. So, let's be fair about that. And also, BAFTA is usually pretty good when it comes to predicting what happens at the Oscars. Now, granted, it doesn't always turn out this way. The Everything Ever All at Once year was a little bit different. But still, BAFTA is generally pretty good with the Oscars. And Wallace and Gromit has not skipped a beat with nominations. So, it could, God, if it won man, I would seriously have no idea what to do. But again, like, it is a 3-horse race. It is absolutely a 3-horse race. And I don't think the fact that The Wild Robot got 3 nominations is I don't think that really sways me either way, because look at the Golden Globes. The Wild Robot set the record for the most Golden Globe nominations for an animated film ever, and yet it still lost to Flow. So I think what that just says is that The Wild Robot has more potential for nomination ceilings, but it can still lose Best Animated Feature. Gilberto says, whoever wins this year, this will set the stage for either Laika or Cartoon Saloon to win Best Animated Feature. Wait, does Cartoon Saloon have an animated movie coming out this year? Let me know. Because right now, I actually would predict Wildwood to win animated feature. Because, like, look what Disney has. Do you really think Zootopia 2 is going to win animated feature? Or Elio? No. Absolutely not. So, like, that would be so funny if 4 years in a row, if Disney lost this category that they once dominated. And the fact that we're already talking about this year, like, Inside Out 2 is, like, number 4 to win. It's not even close to winning. Is really funny to me. It's really funny that, like Disney has just lost so badly this current decade. At least for the 2020s. But yeah, like, Disney is just absolutely not going to win this year. So that means they'll be 2 for 5 when it comes to winning Best Animated Feature in the 2020s. And again, it's looking likely they might not win next year either. So, yeah. Oh. Man. Yeah, this category is really tough. It is really, really tough. To be honest, Inside Out 2 is just an okay film. I thought it was, I didn't love Inside Out 2. I thought it was like a 7 out of 10. I thought it was decent. Like, the rest of these movies are fantastic. I love Flow. I love Memoir of a Snail. I love The Wild Robot. I do need to see some other films, but yeah. Just on your personal preference, how would you rank these 5 animated features? Okay. Maybe Flow, Wallace and Gromit, Wild Robot. Actually, no. Flow, Wallace and Gromit, Memoir of a Snail, The Wild Robot, and a little bit further down, Inside Out 2. Still good. Inside Out 2 is still good, but I think it's the weakest one out of the 5. Look Back is great. I need to watch Look Back. I need to watch that film, but I already got so many other films to try to watch. Do you listen to Trent Reznor music? I've listened to Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross a couple times. Yeah, I have. I mean, not a couple times, but it's like, I love their most underrated score. I'm telling you, listen to the score for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, alright? Their music for that film is so good, it's so amazing. Like, my God. It is, like, amazing. It is, like, an amazing score. So, yeah, like, I love that. Obviously, Social Network is a great score. Soul is an amazing score. They're just, I can't wait to hear their score for Tron Ares. Because initially I didn't actually get it at first, because it said it was 9 Inch Nails, and I didn't realize that Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross were 9 Inch Nails. So now that I know that Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross are doing the score for Tron Ares, I got so excited. I'm like, oh, let's go. This is going to sound awesome. Did the fires have anything to do with nominees to be determined? No, I don't think it had anything to do with nominees to be determined at all. I don't think that had anything to do with it whatsoever. But yeah. International feature film. I'm going to say it's... Tron Legacy's score is brilliant. Yes, it is absolutely. Kyle Flynn says... we were talking in the voice channel earlier this morning in the Oscar expert server. Curious if you know when you will drop your 2026 predictions. Probably sometime after the actual Oscars, because I want to try to get this year over with. And then once I do that, and maybe once I do my Oscar not retrospective, but like, you know, cringing at my old Oscar predictions video, at that point I probably will, you know, at that point I will probably, like, after I do my cringing at my old Oscar predictions video, I will then do my early Oscar predictions. And then it's going to be back to that format the way it was, where it's like the first week of the month will be Best Picture, next week of the month will be the acting categories, then the next week will be, actually no, first week will be Best Picture, then it'll be directing and screenplay, then it'll be the acting categories, and then it'll be the below the line categories. So then that just guarantees me 4 videos a month. So, so yeah, let's see. I think the nominees to be determined was a marketing stunt. They had a t-shirt at the Academy Museum for sale shortly after the nominations were announced. I don't think it's a marketing stunt. I do believe that was actually a real thing, but I think because, like, there were so many nominees to be determined, and it went across all over social media, that, like, that's when, like, went, oh, we can monetize this. I don't think it was, I think that it came as an accident. And also, let's be fair here. Like, if you're going to put out a shirt that says nominees to be determined, that's not the hardest shirt to design. Like, all right, you could put that on Redbubble. So it's like, that's fine. Sincerely, Ujo says, are you going to a film festival this year? If I won the lottery and I got, like, a ton of money and I had plenty of expendable income, yes, I would. Right now, probably not. I probably would not be able to go to one right now. Because that requires money, and I don't have that. And I'm still trying to find a better job than the one I currently have, so, yeah. That's kind of where I think. Okay, international feature film. I think Emilia Perez is easily winning this category. Unless some kind of shift happens where they all just, like, turn. If Emilia Perez lost this category, it would not win Best Picture at that point. But I'm Still Here does have a chance. Now that we actually do have 2 Best Picture nominees in Best International Feature, I'm Still Here could technically win. It would just be a huge, huge shock. That crazy, Jonatas Ruda says, Ruda says, that crazy nomination for I'm Still Here for Best Picture is making people here in Brazil dream about it, even Torres. The film will be seen by many more people at the perfect time for it. Yeah, I don't think it's going to win anything again, because I feel like Fernanda Torres, the fact that she only got nominated at the Golden Globes and nothing else, I think, like, I feel like I'm Still Here kind of peaked right after the Golden Globes. I feel like that the film peaked right after then. So, yeah, but I don't think it can really win anything. Brazil Twitter is bullying anyone who doesn't predict I'm Still Here for Best Picture. Yeah, that's kind of how stan culture works, to be honest. Like, you know, like, I remember when Oscar Expert said, like, hey, I'm on the cusp of predicting The Substance for Best Picture, but I'm not quite there yet. Substance stans were bullying him. It's like, what? You don't think it's gonna win, you idiot? So it's like, stan culture is kind of dumb, so there is that. There have been international films with a shit ton of nominations that lost, Amelie and Pan's Labyrinth, but that was a different time in voting. Yeah, and also, like, Pan's Labyrinth was technically not in Best Picture. So there is that. Whereas I'm Still Here and Emilia Perez are both in Best Picture. So it is interesting, although, again, I feel like the fact that Emilia Perez has 13 nominations, I feel like that's just too much for me to not predict it for at least international feature. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But, yeah. Emilia Perez is the worst movie I saw in a long time. I don't know. I don't know about that for me by a long shot, although I would say, you know, I mean, you know, I'd say Madam Web is way worse. I eventually need to get around to seeing Am I Racist? Because I'm willing to bet that's going to be the worst movie of 2024. I mean, my God, that movie's just, like, begging to be put on, like, a worst of the year list. So, yeah, maybe, like, I would need to see Am I Racist? But that would probably win for me, like, if I were to see it. So, yeah. Mm. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Yo! 3,352 subscribers. Let's go. Oh my god. So many people have subscribed. Women Talking is a worse Oscar bait film than Amelia Perez. No, Women Talking is great. I thought Women Talking was fantastic. Oh, you're talking to the wrong person for that, because I really, really love Women Talking. I thought Women Talking was great. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. What else could we talk about? Documentary feature film. It is like, I am a little bit like, again, Northernland. It did get the nomination. That's great. Maybe it can still win. But again, I want to proceed with caution, because the U.S. is not really as kind to, is not really as kind of movies about Palestine as a lot of other films, as much as a lot of other countries, or is they're not as sympathetic to Palestine as a lot of other countries are. So I don't know, because I feel like if they want to go for like a really vanilla pick, maybe they would go with Porcelain War. But again, that's also not really as well acclaimed as Northernland, so we'll have to see. So Sugarcane could be the alternative. Maybe that could be the case. I was thinking maybe Daughters could be the alternative, but that didn't even get nominated. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know what the short films. I don't know what's going to happen with the short films. I'm just gonna wait to see what happens there. But yeah, Hillbilly Elegy was the real worst Oscar bait. Hillbilly Elegy was pretty bad. Hillbilly Elegy was very, very bad. Although I do think, despite how bad the film was, it did deserve Glenn Close's nomination for supporting actress and the movie's nomination for makeup and hairstyling. I will say that. I think it deserved those two nominations, but that's kind of it. The Academy has something against the prison narrative this year. Yeah, that's kind of true. They're not nominating any of the prison movies, really. That's weird. Pour one out for Sing Sing, gamers. Pour one out for Sing Sing, I was really gunning for Sing Sing, But nope. They have to hate the movie. They just have to hate Sing Sing. We can't have nice things in this world. Let's see. Where is it? Just kind of, let's see. What in the world? Wait, John M. Chu's going to be directing a movie based on Oh, the Places You'll Go? With songs by Benj Pasky and Justin Paul? Oh, hell yeah, let's go! Oh, I can't wait for that. Oh, hell yeah. Let's see. Wait, what's going on over in this server as well? Hold on a second. God, hold on. OBS. Where is it? Okay. What was it? I don't know, but I can imagine Nickel Boys winning Best Picture like Moonlight in 2015. I don't know about that, Lazaro. I don't know about that because Moonlight was nominated for a lot of Oscars. It was nominated for like Best Picture, Director, Adapted Screenplay, Supporting Actor, which it won, Supporting Actress, Cinematography, Film Editing, Score. Like, Moonlight had a lot of nominations, whereas Nickel Boys only has Best Picture and Best Adapted Screenplay. I think there is a chance where maybe it could win. Like, maybe it could win Adapted Screenplay, but I don't think there's really a big chance of Nickel Boys winning Best Picture. That would be Also, Moonlight was being nominated everywhere, whereas Nickel Boys only really got Critics' Choice. Another curious, Jonata says, another curious fact is that since 1998, we have all 5 directors that got first nom in that category. Oh, okay. Oh, that's fascinating. No, man, Spielberg was 1999. Yeah, I was about to say, like, are you talking about, like, the ceremony year or the movie year? Because Spielberg won. Yeah, because Spielberg won that year for Saving Private Ryan. And I think Peter Weir was also another nominee that was previously. So, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, all 5 nominees for director this year are first-time nominees. What in the world? Oh. Let's see. Oscar nom from 1998 with Cameron, Gus. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, because like James Cameron won Best Director for Titanic. Ugh. But yeah. I kind of would say that as well. Yeah. Best Picture, Fraser Poorman says, Best Picture I am the least confident in this year. Absolutely. Because at least with other years where they were competitive, you could see the path. There was a clear path for any of them. You know, 1917 could win Picture, Director, some text. All right, cool. With Parasite, you could see it winning, like, you know, Best Picture, Best Original Screenplay. It's a little bit off, but I don't know, maybe. With Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you could see Best Picture, Original Screenplay, Brad Pitt, and also some text. So yeah, this year there's knocks against every film. There's knocks against every film nominated this year. Besides Britton White says, besides Wildwood, what else could contend for animated feature next year? See, that's interesting. I'm not exactly sure. Handsome Cap says, what movie did Spielberg deserve the 3rd Oscar for directing? Lincoln, West Side Story, or Fablemans? Oh, there's an argument to be made that he could have won Oscars for all 3 of those, if I'm going to be completely honest. Although maybe I would have given Christopher Nolan Best Director for The Dark Knight Rises that year. But I would have given Steven Spielberg Best Director Oscars for both West Side Story and The Fablemans. I just thought he was that. Munich is pretty good too. I've not seen Munich. I've actually not seen Munich. Parasite had real overall passion for it, though. No movie really has that this year. That is true. There's not really a Parasite kind of film. Will the winner of the Critics' Choice help when choosing who wins Best Picture? I think it'll help, but at the same time, the winners were voted on before Oscar nominations came out. So, and not only that, but I think like they finished voting for the winner. They finished voting for the winners, I think, before the Oscar nomination stopped voting, or I don't know. Basically, like we shouldn't take the Critics' Choice that seriously because like there's gonna be a lot of films that don't really have much overlap. So yeah. Munich was never going to beat Brokeback Mountain. I've actually not seen Brokeback Mountain either, so oopsies. But yeah, but Crash did. I've also not seen Crash. I've not seen a lot of movies from that year, actually. Will the AI scandal affect the win for The Brutalist? Probably not, because apparently they were, again, clearing a little bit up. There's not that much AI really being used. It was like, I don't know the specifics of it, but I do know that apparently even when it came to like the architecture, there was no AI used for that. So there is that. Critics voting ended on January 10th. Yeah, that was a while ago. So I'm probably not going to say Critics' Choice is going to have that much of an impact on who would win Best Picture at the Oscars. Because let's face it, for example, for score, I think either Challengers or Dune wins score at Critics' Choice, and that's not really going to help us decide who wins the Oscar, really. So yeah. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure. This year is really tough for Best Picture. It's really, really tough. I just don't know exactly what's happening. Brokeback should have won that last year, except Crash. That lineup was good. Capote, Munich, Good Night, and Good Luck. What do you think would have been a good Best Picture nomination that had no chance of getting nominated? Okay, so I can't say Sing Sing, because Sing Sing had a chance. My pick would actually be Nosferatu. I knew from the get-go, even as the year went on and it came out, even when people were trying to make it happen for Best Picture, I was like, look, Nosferatu would never happen in Best Picture. The Oscars are never going to do that. But having seen Nosferatu, it absolutely deserves it. My God, Nosferatu is so good. That might be my second favorite film of 2024. That actually might be number 2 for me, because it is so insane, like, how good that movie is. Like, not only that, but also from a production standpoint. Like, think about it. Like, most horror movies these days, we mostly get, like, very, like, independent horror films. Like, even as good as The Substance is, it's still very much an indie film. But Nosferatu had a good budget behind it, with big sets, big costumes, big makeup, big cinematography. It's like, I was just so happy to see a pretty decently budgeted, a pretty decently sized budgeted horror film. Like, that was just amazing to see. Let's see. See the Sacred Fig for me, great film. I do think See the Sacred Fig was good. It doesn't really stick with me as much as I thought it would. Cause I thought it was great when I first saw it, but then as it kind of went on, but then as I started thinking about it, it's like, it's not really sticking with me. So I'd probably say, yeah. Handsome Cap says Wild Robot is 100% the best film of 2024. Should have won Best Picture. I disagree, but speak your truth. Speak your truth. In the words of Jonathan Fuji, speak your truth. Handsome Cap says All We Mention Is Light was snubbed for original screenplay, but we had to make sure September 5 had to get it. Absurd. Yeah, I've not seen September 5 yet, but it's like, I don't know. SAG is also not going to have any... Barb says, SAG is also not going to have any impact on the wins this year, considering it'll happen 5 days after Oscar voting ends. BAFTA will be held 2 days before, though, which is probably good for Amelia Perez. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh... But we might see BAFTA Palooza at the Oscars this year, if I'm going to be completely honest. It will be a BAFTA Palooza. My God. Yeah, it feels like, they're just going to try to copy the BAFTAs and what they did. It kind of made things kind of boring last year, because it's like, really? We're just going to copy the BAFTAs, like, one for one? Like, really? Granted, there were some things that won that I didn't want to win. It's weird, like, with Oppenheimer winning its awards, I was like, yeah, like, let's go, it's winning a lot of the Oscars. But, like, everything else, I wouldn't have gone for them, you know? Like, Lily Gladstone, I thought, should have won Best Lead Actress over Emma Stone. I thought, obviously, the creator should have won Visual Effects over Godzilla -1. I think Oppenheimer should have won Sound over The Zone of Interest. And don't get me wrong, The Zone of Interest had some amazing sound work. But it's more so the narrative than it was actually the sound design. Whereas Oppenheimer, I feel like Oppenheimer just had more incredible sound work. Yeah, last year was the same. Voting was during the BAFTA voting. Yeah, it made for pretty, like, it was at least initially unpredictable, but then when you started thinking about it, it's like, oh, they just copied the BAFTAs. Okay. So this year, it's probably going to be very, very similar. Probably very similar, to be honest. If you voted for picture, what would be your preferential ballot? Well, okay, that's kind of tough because I've not seen I'm Still Here, A Complete Unknown, or Brutalist, so I'd probably go with Dune Part 2. Like, yeah, Dune Part 2. Wicked. The Substance. Actually, no. Dune Part 2. Conclave. Wicked. Substance. Nickel Boys. Emilia Perez. And then you go all the way down and have Honora. There you go. Last year was not boring. Everyone thought SAG and Guilds was winning. People like Gladstone, Spider-Verse creator. No one expected the BAFTA Palooza. It was thrilling. I mean, yeah. I mean, well, when I say boring, I was like, it's really more so like, you know, obviously, yeah, it was shocking when you saw the winners, but it's also like, really, we're just like, it just felt very uninspired from the Academy to just like copy one for one what the BAFTAs were doing, especially since I thought there were better winners they could have picked. So. But yeah. Nathan Mitchell says, Queer was robbed in several categories. Should have gotten cinematography and original song or score aside from a Craig nomination. I've not seen Queer, so I can't really speak on that. B says, should I bet on Emilia Perez for editing? Well, I'm not a betting expert, so don't take this as advice. Also, I think Oscar betting is not legal in West Virginia, so I don't, but, I mean, if you want to, maybe you could, I don't know. Britton White says, what movie are you most excited for that comes out this year, and what Oscar chances does it have? Oh, I'm excited the most for Superman, baby! The DC Universe is coming back! Let's go! Superman, baby! I love the DC characters, and I really loved what James Gunn has done with DC characters so far, with the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, Creature Commandos. I really like what he's doing, and I'm really excited to see what he does with Superman. I guess really the only thing it could really go for is visual effects, but like, that's tough because the DC Extended Universe, the previous DC Universe, the only film to ever even get shortlisted for visual effects was Birds of Prey, but you kind of have to put an asterisk next to that because it's pretty clear that if the pandemic never happened, like, none of the films that got shortlisted would have been in the Oscars at all. Like, basically, because all the big visual effects films were delayed, it's like we kind of had nominees and contenders that would have never been nominated any other year. It was kind of an asterisk. So Birds of Prey, I don't really want to count. But, like, the fact that even Man of Steel and the Suicide Squad, not the 2016 film, but the James Gunn Suicide Squad film, the fact that Man of Steel and the Suicide Squad missed out on the visual effects shortlists, that's shocking to me. Like, but at the same time, this is a new universe it is a new DC universe, so will they go for that? I'm not exactly sure. The effects in the movie look amazing. Like, Crypto looks amazing. That big monster looks amazing. That one shot where, like, Superman is blocking the girl from getting hit by a bunch of, looks like air tanks. That looks really cool as well. So I'm really wondering if Superman can actually get a visual effects nomination. Paul Borkerding says, are you in West Virginia? Yes, I am. Jonata says, what helps I'm Still Here to win in that international category is that it has a lot of international directors like Wenders, Cuarón, Almodovar, Del Toro is openly supporting the film. That is true, but if I'm not mistaken, isn't Del Toro also supporting Emilia Perez? So there's also that. The Academy totally snubbed my boy Guadagnino, Lazaro says. I mean, hey, it's kind of how it works sometimes. Handsome Cap says, I mean, we all know Ryan Gosling was robbed for RDJ's career Oscar. I would have given Ryan Gosling the Oscar over Robert Downey Jr., but let's face it, Robert Downey Jr. was also still very, very good in Oppenheimer, so it's like, people still really liked him in that film. So, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But yeah. Barb says, Del Toro held a whole screening for Amelia Perez. Yep. So, don't think Amelia Perez does not have... But again, I'm just really wondering what happens. Because again, people just don't like Amelia Perez. I'm just really curious as to how much this can actually sustain... How much its hype can actually sustain with how much people hate this movie. So, I'm really wondering. What happened here? What would you say? Amelia Perez is worse than Crash? I've not seen Crash, so I can't really say either way. So I can't really say because I have not seen Crash. But yeah, I don't know. I can't say. Lazarus says, I haven't seen Amelia Perez yet, but from what everyone says, it seems very offensive. I'm not the one to speak on that, so I can't say. I'm not the one to speak on that. Brenton White says, I kind of wish animated feature had a big surprise, but like, imagine something like random, like, I don't know, the Garfield movie or something. Oh, no, not the if you're going to do a surprise, why the Garfield movie? Oh my god, no. Oh, that would be, although I will say, the big shock. I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, I knew it wasn't going to get nominated, but it's like, for how much everyone was hyping up Transformers 1, and the fact that it got nowhere in awards season, it just appeared. Even the Annie Awards did not nominate it for Best Animated Feature. They would rather go with Kung Fu Panda 4 and That Christmas over Transformers 1. That was crazy how much everyone hated that movie. Like, my god. Kung Fu Panda got an LMAO. Yeah, Kung Fu Panda 4 got in the Annies. Kung Fu Panda 4 got in the Annies over Transformers 1. I'm not even like the biggest Transformers 1 guy, and granted, I've not seen Kung Fu Panda 4. But that's just really funny considering like how much everyone was just hyping up Transformers 1, and only for it to have like zero Oscar potential or awards potential whatsoever. Like absolutely nothing. Actually, That Christmas was the most random for me. Oh yeah, no, That Christmas was I didn't even know what that movie was. I had to look at that up. I was like, wait, what is this movie? And even the reviews were not that great. So it's like, Kung Fu Panda 4 and That Christmas did not have the greatest reviews, and yet, like, they had, like Transformers 1 had way better reviews, and yet it still missed. That was, that was crazy. Crazy. That Christmas is a cute movie. I've not seen it yet. I have not seen that movie yet. All I know is that it got okay reviews, but it was not they were not the best reviews out there. So, but yeah. I'm wondering, guys, should I make these streams weekly? Should I do weekly streams like this? Because apparently these seem to go over very, very well. Let me know. Should I do this weekly? Should I do weekly streams for this? Yes, Tracy says yes. Actually, I got an idea. I could put up a poll. I could make a poll. Let's do a poll, everybody. Let's do a poll. Oh, hold on. More streams? Here we go. Vote in the poll if you want to see more streams from me. Because it seems to be going... Do people look at the Annies as a precursor for animated feature or no? Yes, it should be taken as a precursor. Although, obviously, with any guild, take it with a little bit of a grain of salt, in that, you know, that the animation branch of the Academy is not choosing all the winners, but it is a precursor to look at. Even though they have kind of differed from the Oscars quite a bit, like within like the past, like for example, you know, Klaus won at the Annies, but it didn't win the Oscar. The Mitchells vs. the Machines won the Annie, but that didn't win the Oscar. And then Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse won the Annie, but that didn't win the Oscar. So, yeah. 33% of people said, no, never do streams weekly. No, that's bad. Fuck you. They haven't been doing that good at predicting lately. Yeah, it still is worth taking a look at, even though I do think it's going to be kind of split this year, because I feel like the Annie Animated Feature Award is going to go to The Wild Robot, and Flo's going to win Independent Animated Feature. So, like, I guess Flo could still technically be accurate with the Annies. So, there is that. But yeah, we'll have to see. Say I'm still here and you'll see 300 more likes because we Brazilians are crazy. I'm still here. I'm still here. If you like I'm still here, send a tip. Send a tip in the pinned chat. So yeah, come on Brazil, let's go. Ooh, look, we're gonna be talking about I'm still here. Ooh. I am actually trying to get a screener for I'm Still Here. I'm hoping I can try to get that. Because I contacted the studio and I was like, you know, I'm going to try to make this a thing where I'm going to try to engage with studios to try to get screeners, because I want to put myself out there. My goal this year is to cement myself as a legit Oscar pundit on YouTube and actually get screeners, actually talk with more people, collab with more people. I want to cement myself in this space. You have to watch the movie, man. Amazing work from Salles. Hey, look, I hope to see it. I mean, I have to see it now because it's in Best Picture. I have to see it now. I hope, Troy Easy says, I hope you do. You're super underrated. Hey, thanks, Troy Easy. That's really nice of you. Britton White says, did you like Transformers 1 or Inside Out 2 more? It's interesting because I didn't love either of them. I like them both, but I don't love them. Because with Transformers, like, okay, with Inside Out 2, I feel like it could have been a little bit more meaty, like the first film. And also, I feel like when you see, like, Riley's journey, it's kind of clear that she was supposed to be, like having a crush on this one girl. But, you know, because, like, the way she, like, just ditches her friends just to go with this new friend, it's like, that doesn't really seem realistic to me. I feel like, that's more likely if you were to, like, have a crush on someone. And apparently Disney was literally sending notes saying, make her less gay. So it's like, okay, so that's probably what this was originally supposed to be, but when you take that away, that's actually kind of making the motivation a lot more weak. Sort of like why I don't really, although granted, I actually do like Inside Out 2, and I don't really like Luca, but Luca is a very similar situation where it's like, it's very clear these two were supposed to be a couple, or like have a crush on one another, but because of Disney saying, oh, we don't want to get banned in China and Russia. So take the gay away. Like when you see it, it's pretty clear what it's trying to be, but they can't go further with it because of the Disney corporate shit. So it ends up making it feel a little bit more hollow. So I do think. But whereas with Transformers 1, again, I feel like it wasn't great, but it was good, but not great, but at least was trying to go the extra level to do something a little bit interesting. Even though, because like with the idea of like the idea of Megatron and Optimus Prime being friends at first, but then becoming enemies, you know, the classic, you know, Moses and Ramesses story. Like I always love that. I always love a good story like that. But I think the problem with Transformers 1 is that it felt like Megatron's turn to being evil was really rushed. It was really, really, really rushed. Like, because, like, at first, like, oh, yeah, I'm this cool guy. But then all of a sudden, he's like, upon this revelation, he's like, I want to kill them all. You can't stop me. Fuck you. Like, it's like way out of nowhere. And I feel like it should have been something that was boiling up within him. We should have seen him, you know, working really hard and, like, without going into spoilers, but it's like, I feel like we really should have seen him, like, really working hard, and even though he's frustrated, it's like, you know what, it's for the good of it's for the good of Cybertron. You know, I'm going to keep going at it, and even though no matter how much he gets frustrated, he's like, I gotta do it for my planet, I gotta do it for my people, and only for that reality to be just shattered. That should, like, you put it to where, like, that's his breaking point. Like, he sacrificed so much for Cybertron, only for it all to be just a lie. If they just pushed on that further, that could have made Transformers 1 a great movie. But as it's a good movie, but I feel like Megatron's turn should have been way more built up, if that's what I'm, in my opinion. Feels like Taka and Mufasa. I still need to see Mufasa. I still need to see that movie, but you could be onto something there. But yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts on Transformers 1. Again, it's like, between Transformers 1 and Inside Out 2, I would prefer Transformers 1 because it did try a little bit harder to be something kind of bigger than itself, whereas Inside Out 2 was kind of more of the same, not really taking any risks, so yeah. Would you like Flo or Wild Robot to win more for Best Animated Feature? Probably Flo. Flo's currently in my top 10 movies of the year. So, whereas Wild Robot is more of a, like, I'd probably have a few movies above Wild Robot. Like, I'd have Flo above Wild Robot, I'd have Wallace and Gromit above Wild Robot, and maybe Memoir of a Snail. Actually, those two could probably interchange a bit. I have to think about it. The more I think about the Wild Robot, though, the more I do really, really like it. Maybe I'll try to rewatch the Wild Robot at some point. But the Wild Robot was definitely, like, a great movie. Tracy says, I agree, Flo is so good. Lazaro says Team Flo. Twinkles says the Wild Robot is cute. Yeah, the Wild Robot is very, very good. And I will admit, I did get a little bit teary-eyed around the end of the film. So it's doing something right. And I do love the music in the Wild Robot. Like, the score is so good. Twinkle says, I love all the animated feature movie this year. This is a very good lineup. Like, hold on, let me bring it up. Like, the nominees for Best Animated Feature are very, very good. I would just swap out Inside Out 2 for something. I don't know why I would. Like, because I still need to see Look Back. I still need to see. I want to try to see. What was that movie called? Ultraman Rising. Oh yeah, Ultraman Rising also got the Annie nomination. And I'll try to see Kung Fu Panda 4. So so there's that. Really great year for animations. Twinkle says, I'm Australian, so I'm cheering for Memoir of a Snail. Memoir of a Snail was very good. I mean, it's also kind of fucked up, and the humor is really dark, but that was, honestly, Memoir of a Snail also really affected me a lot, because it really made me think about my life and where things could be going. And so I do really love Memoir of a Snail, so that is very, very good. Oh, Chicken for Linda. Yeah, you're right, Jonatas. I need to see Chicken for Linda. That might be number 6 for Best Animated Feature. That might be number 6. Because like it also got like a hefty amount of animated nominations at the Annies, so I need to watch that too. I need to watch that as well. Yeah. Has anyone seen Glassworker? I don't think it had a distribution in the USA. I don't even know what Glassworker is, to be honest. I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna get a drink. A Pakistani Ghibli film. Ooh, that's interesting. That's actually cool. I might have to look that one up. What else? What else could there be? But yeah. Honestly, I have to think. Yeah. Trying to think. What else could we talk about? Or what else? Oh, is anyone going to keep an eye on supporting actor and actress? Oh, absolutely. I'm keeping an eye out for those, because oh boy. Oh, a movie that deserves to be in Best Picture lineup that has no chance to get in Juror number 2. What a shame that Warner did that film. Oh my god, don't get me started on Juror number 2. Juror number 2 could have so easily gotten into Best Picture. It was like Clint Eastwood's most acclaimed film since Letters from Iwo Jima. Everyone agreed that it was like a very good movie. And yet the one thing that killed it was Warner Brothers they just did not care about it. It's like, what are you doing, people? Like, what did Warner Brothers do? Like, they could have absolutely gotten that in. But yeah, they just, hell, and look what happened. Dune Part 2 underperformed by so much, yet with Juror number 2, it was like guaranteed to get a few nominations. It could have gotten original screenplay. It could have also gotten into director. All right. And to be clear, I'm not even like a big Clint Eastwood stan, okay? I didn't really think American Sniper was all that great, and Richard Jewell I didn't think was all that great. Juror number 2 was actually great. Juror number 2 was a great movie, and Warner Brothers just threw it away. They were just so stupid and short-sighted to not realize that they actually had a gem on their hands. Oops. Look, what is Warner Brothers doing? Like, literally, the only good thing Warner Brothers has, like, handled majorly was, like, hiring James Gunn and Peter Safran as the co-CEOs of DC Studios. And even then, I'm really more emphasizing the James Gunn aspect of all that. Long live stream. Yeah, this is a pretty long live stream. This has been going on for 2 hours, nearly 2 hours and 40 minutes. So, still, this is a. When are we going to find the nominees for Best Picture? I mean, find them. They're right here. You can find the Best Picture nominees right here. So Kieran Culkin and Zoe Saldana are the favorites to win Supporting Actress and Supporting Actor right now. But again, Kieran Culkin, again, it's very fascinating because Kieran Culkin is not in a Best Picture nominee, and that makes him vulnerable. That makes him pretty vulnerable, if you ask me. The producers who are nominated. Oh, yeah, they'll figure that out at some point before the Oscars. I'm pretty sure they will. Don't worry about that. If you could make a Best Picture lineup of the Best Picture noms from the 2010s, what would it be? Ooh. So, I'd basically be making a Best Picture lineup of 10 films based around the films that got nominated in the 2020s. Oh wait, from the 2010s, not the 2020s. Okay, the problem is I have not seen all the nominees for the 2010s. Like, I've not seen all the nominees for 2010, 2011, 2012. I don't think I've seen all the nominees for 2013 or 2015. So it's like I would still need to make a lot. I still need to see a lot of movies. I still need to see a lot of movies before I do that. Universal having 25 nominations this year is crazy. Good year for them. Yeah, it really is. It really is a good year for them. Yeah. You can do 2020s as well, whichever side works for you. Yeah, honestly, I might try. I will also after the Oscars this year, I will also do a couple of top 10 lists, like like maybe 3 top 10 lists after the Oscars. The top 10 best Oscar winners of the 2020s so far, the top 10 worst Oscar winners of the 2020s so far, and maybe the top 10 biggest shocks, like the biggest Oscar shocks for the 2020s. And I will say, I'd probably say the biggest shock so far this decade is All Quiet on the Western Front winning production design. Like, that was not even on my radar to win, because, like, it didn't, like, Babylon swept everywhere, and even beating All Quiet at the Art Directors Guild Awards for period film, and the BAFTAs. The BAFTAs loved All Quiet on the Western Front so much, and the Oscars gave it production design out of nowhere. So, like, that's kind of, like, what I'm thinking. Anthony Hopkins, Justin says Anthony Hopkins shocked me. Yeah, that was a big shock too. He would not be number 1 though, because at least Anthony Hopkins won the BAFTA, so you could maybe see him coming. Who win? Okay, Barb says, who wins if not Kieran though? There isn't any passion for any of the other nominees. A lot of people are saying maybe Edward Norton could win for a Complete Unknown because he's considered overdue, so maybe that. Let's see. One of the producers from I'm Still Here is Rodrigo Teixeira. He also produced Call Me By Your Name, The Lighthouse and the Witch, Frances Ha, and Ad Astra. Ooh. Or Frances McDormand winning a 3rd Oscar. Maybe that as well, because, like, Frances McDormand winning the BAFTA, even though I thought she actually did deserve the Oscar, I was pretty surprised over that. Ooh. Yeah. Edward Norton winning without Timothy would be weird. Yeah, I am actually predicting Timothée Chalamet to win Best Actor this year. I actually am predicting him to win that, but watch out. I mean, if Timmy wins, maybe Edward Norton could come along with him. Lazaro says, Whiplash, Social Network, Melancholia. I don't think Melancholia was nominated for Best Picture. Lazaro. Melancholia was not nominated for Best Picture that year, in 2011. The Wolf of Wall Street, Django Unchained, Mad Max, The Revenant, 3 Billboards, Outside Ebbing, Missouri, The Shape of Water, and Parasite would be my list. Yeah, you probably have to think of something else other than Melancholia, because if we're talking about, like, making a Best Picture nominations list out of Best Picture nominees, then Melancholia would not be one of those, because it was not nominated for Best Picture. Which Frances McDormand performance is better? 3 Billboards, Outside Ebbing, Missouri, or Nomadland? I'd probably go with 3 Billboards, although at the same time, Nomadland was a very, very good performance. And I'm saying that as someone who didn't even like Nomadland. I didn't like Nomadland, and I thought she deserved the Oscar for that. Like, she was great. So there is that. Trier does not have a single Best Picture film. I'm assuming you mean Lars von Trier. I've never seen Melancholia, but there's only one director I know of that actually has that last name. So Lars von Trier is what we're going with. Yeah, I would not be surprised. Although Get Out might be my favorite Best Picture. You might not like what I have to say what my favorite Best Picture nominee of the 2010s was. Ooh, do I want to say it? Do I want to start from controversy? Do I want people to call me dumb or stupid or idiot? Should I say it? Should I say it? Oh. But yeah, I'm going to be honest. I think my favorite Best Picture nominee from the 2010s was Les Miserables. And I'm Javert. I actually really loved Les Miserables. That movie's amazing. I don't care what anybody says. That movie's great, all right? People who don't like it are basic. I'm kidding. But I really, really do love Les Miserables. I thought that movie was fantastic. Oh, my God. That movie got me into movie musicals. Even though I was already kind of into movie musicals a little bit, but like Les Miserables showed me like, wow, wait, you could do that with musicals. Ooh. I feel like if Hereditary was released now, it would get multiple Oscar noms, including win for Toni Collette if the Oscars are not outwardly rejecting horror. Oh no, I still don't think Hereditary would have gotten in. I still do not think Hereditary would have gotten in because Hereditary was not really grabbing people. Because yes, horror had a very good year this year with nominations, but never take this at face value. Like, always understand that this year might be a fluke. Because The Substance just was like the right film with the right kind of message, and it found the right crowd. Hereditary was still kind of divisive amongst general audiences, and I genuinely do not think it's even to this day, Hereditary would not have gotten a single Oscar nomination, even though it deserved to. Hereditary is like one of the best horror films I've ever seen in my life, and it absolutely deserved to get some Oscar nominations and even some wins, but I just genuinely don't think it would have happened either way. I think people were still just too divided on Hereditary. Lazaro says, if Chalamet wins Best Actor, he will break Adrian Brody's record as the youngest actor to win Oscar for Best Actor, 29. Yep. Barb says, I don't think the Emilia Perez hate will affect Zoe at all. Oh wait. Even the people who don't like the movies agree that she's the best part of it. True. Lazaro says, Les Miserables is one of my guilty pleasures. I mean, hey. It's not even a guilty pleasure of mine. I just love it. Justin Martin says, Arrival, Tree of Life, Whiplash, Mad Max. Wait, you said Mad Max twice. The Revenant, Parasite, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood are my favorite nominees. Ooh. Maybe that's still me hope-dicting then. Who? What? Who? Oh, yeah, you guys are having your own little conversation there. All right. Tree of Life is a masterpiece. Malik is a genius. I've actually never seen The Tree of Life. I have not seen The Tree of Life, if I'm going to be completely honest. I do need to see it, though. I do need to see that movie. Maybe, I will say, after the Oscars, I will try to watch some more past, like, Best Picture nominees to try to, like, get a little bit more of that knowledge. Justin Martin says, Mad Max Fury Road is my favorite nominee. Hey, Fury Road's great. That was a fantastic Best Picture nominated film. I was skeptical they would actually do it, but my God, they actually pulled it off. They actually nominated Mad Max Fury Road. That was such a based pick. Like, that's like one of the best action films ever made. Twinkle said, people are upset over John M. Chu missing this year, but forget that Wicked for Good is coming out this year, so it could still happen. I don't know about that, because one, the Oscars just don't really like sequels all that much, and also, Twinkles, from what I've been hearing, the second act of Wicked is not as good as the first act, so, like the Wicked Part 2, Wicked for Good, may actually not do that well. May actually not do that well with the Oscar nominations, so. Ooh, Justin says, or The Revenant. That's funny, because, like, a lot of people think The Revenant is overrated. I love The Revenant. And funny enough, I like Birdman, but I don't love it. But I love The Revenant. The Revenant is such a riveting, like survival film. I love that. Oh my God, so good. Hugo Lewis says, do you think they took up performing the songs due to their weakness this year and used the wildfires as a convenient excuse? Performing the Emilia Perez songs on the night would be ridiculed online. No, I think they took them out because the Oscars, because you gotta look at what they've been doing. The Oscars have been trying to shorten the show, keep it at 3 hours for like years now. First they tried taking out 8 categories. That got so much backlash online. And even last year's Oscars, they didn't even, they performed all the nominees for Best Original Song, but they didn't show a montage of the nominations, so you kind of forget who was being nominated. And they did the exact same thing for Best Picture. They didn't announce the Best Picture nominees, which was really stupid. So it's like, I think this is purely a case of they're trying to shorten up the show, even though I feel like, guys, it's gonna be a long show regardless. Like, you gotta bite the bullet. And you're not gonna get 20 million viewers like you used to have, alright? No. Wicked for Good will have original songs, so maybe that may get nominated. Maybe, but we'll have to see. The Revenant is so well shot and directed, and the cinematography is mind-blowing. Leonardo DiCaprio gives it the performance of a lifetime. Oh my god. I think, hot take, Leonardo DiCaprio deserved... Leonardo DiCaprio deserves his Oscar for The Revenant. I don't care what anybody says. I loved his performance in The Revenant. I thought he was phenomenal. He deserved it. I don't care what anybody has to say about that. Did you watch the Will Smith slap Chris Rock? Yeah, I saw that. I was like, what? I was like, Jesus Christ. I really wish I was reacting to the Oscars that year. I really wish I was. Because, oh my God, I was trying to boycott them because of them, like, taking out 8 of the categories. And to be fair, this is also before I started predicting the Oscars and stuff. But damn it, that could have actually gotten me so many views if I actually saw that. Damn it, Justin says they might do better in ratings because of Hulu. That is true. That is true. I've been saying the Oscars need to stream, and also keep in mind if they're streaming on Hulu, that probably also means they're streaming on Disney Plus as well. Like, I've been saying the Oscars need to stream for years now, and it only took them now to realize this. Boing. Like, oh my God, it is like. It is insane that it's took them this long to realize that people don't have cable anymore. And if people are going to watch the Oscars, they need to have a modern opportunity to watch it. Hugo Lewis says, I'm very scared the Oscars at the end of the day will not give Demi Moore the award because of the horror bias, and they will pick a top 5 Best Picture nominee like Cynthia or Mikey or Carla. No, I would not worry about that. Don't worry. I think Demi Moore... Like The Substance has done very well so far with nominations. And also, Demi Moore kind of has the best narrative to win Best Lead Actress right now. She kind of has the best narrative. So it's like, I would not worry about it. I do think Demi Moore will win. Because, like, Cynthia Erivo, I don't know. I don't think she would win for Wicked. No. I don't think Wicked's that strong of a film. Carla Sofia Gascon, maybe, but I don't know if Amelia Perez will be that strong, but I don't know. And also, Mikey Madison, too much of a newcomer. I can't predict a newcomer to win lead actress without any kind of big precursors, and so far, Mikey has already lost the Golden Globe to Demi Moore. Ooh! Britton White says they are adding a new category next year for best casting. What new categories would you like to see? Well, I'll tell you one thing. I want best sound to be split up again. I want it to be best sound editing and best sound mixing. And I keep showing people this. The only reason why the categories were combined was because the Oscars were, again, trying to shorten up the show. And they actually threatened the sound branch where it's like, hey, if you don't combine the sound categories, we're just going to take you out of the show. Entirely, which, okay, they combined the categories, and what's even crazier is that they ended up cutting the sound category for the 2022 Oscars anyway. So it's like, they still didn't win. So I want the sound categories to be split up. Also, I want best stunts, like a best stunt design Oscar, but I want them to make a stunt branch before they do that. I want them to make a stunt branch before they have the like an actual stunts Oscar, but they need to have a stunt design Oscar category. It's they really need that. What is the difference between sound editing and sound mixing? Okay, sound editing is the creation of the sounds. You know, like making the sound effects and all that kind of stuff and recording the dialogue and stuff. That is sound editing, all right? For example, like when you hear the dinosaur roar in Jurassic Park, that's sound editing. When you hear gunshots in a war movie, that's sound editing. Sound mixing is how the sound levels are mixed along with each other. You know, this especially does well with like musicals because, for example, something like you know, Wicked. There's so much going on with the sound, or hell, we could even go to Amelia Perez, like trying to mix like, you know, really just musicals in general do very well with the sound mixing aspect of it, and also music movies in general, because you have to make sure the dialogue, not the dialogue, but like the voice recordings and the music are mixed very well, and also like just generally how well like the sound itself flows together with one another. Like that's sound mixing and sound editing. Do you listen to Sean Chandler? Justin Martin says, no, I do not. I do not really listen to Sean Chandler, no. Okay. And I've looked at, looks like we're looking at the poll. 84% of people wants me to make this weekly. They want me. Has John Powell been nominated before? Yes, for How to Train Your Dragon. He was nominated for How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah. All right. Yeah, he was nominated for How to Train Your Dragon, so there's that. MTV Europe Deepfake says, I really want The Substance to win. Hey, if The Substance won Best Picture, I would love that, but it's not going to. The nomination is probably as good as we're going to get. Or like Demi Moore could also win Lead Actress. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But yeah, do you listen to Jay Vayers? I've never even heard of Jay Vayers, so I can't say that I have. Hugo Lewis says, "What do you think about when they bring back previous winners? Sometimes it comes off as cringe if not executed well. Who will they choose this year?" Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest fan of bringing back previous winners. I mean, sometimes it could be cool, like when you have like Jamie Lee Curtis talking with Jodie Foster, where those two are friends, so they're cool. Or when you had like Nicolas Cage talking to Paul Giamatti, and clearly they were kind of like matching each other's freak. But then you have like Brendan Fraser talking to what's his name? What's his name? Jeffrey Wright. And he looks so awkward, and he doesn't look like he has any clue. He looks like he's never met Jeffrey Wright before. And it's very awkward. I especially hated it because they didn't show clips. They didn't show clips of the acting. It's like, why do we need... The Oscars better show clips this year. I swear to God. You took out the fucking song categories. Okay, whatever. Show clips of the acting. My God, why do we need to tell these people that we need clips? People need to be able to see the acting. Like, they actually need to see what they're being nominated for. My God. Like, we need clips. They're not doing clips this year, sadly. Did they actually say that, though? Did they say that? Did they actually say that? Because unless they said it, I don't know if I want to believe it yet. Do last year's previous winners present the acting awards? Typically, yes. Obviously, they do. I mean, Will Smith didn't, but you could probably guess why he didn't, but yeah. Oscar expert confirmed it, but I don't know. Wait, where? Did he confirm it today? I didn't see that. What? Where? Who? What? Where? Why? When? Where? Huh? Because I know he confirmed that there was going to be, like, that there was going to be, like, what, what is the word I'm looking for? Like, that they were going to have, like, presenter, like, the past winners presenting, but I don't know. A week ago, I think, lol. I didn't see that, so I need to look that up. They confirmed they're bringing back the Fab Five. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you could do the Fab Five, but show clips. Do the Fab Five all you want, but show clips. We need clips. Cause like, I don't know why the Oscars just like are so against like putting clips. Cause it's like, guys, the audience needs to know what these actors are being nominated for. Like, why is it so hard to believe that we want to see clips? Show clips. Like, don't this isn't a freaking variety show. It's the Oscars. Focus on the awards. But yeah. I think some of the actors don't like the clips, but that's just their egos. But then how come that? I don't really think it's that, because the actors have their clips shown at other award shows like the BAFTAs and the SAG Awards. So I think it's really just the Oscars just trying to shorten the show because they're cheap and stupid and dumb and stupid and dumb and cheap and stupid. Stupid. But yeah. Yeah, I'm really wondering. God, I need them to bring clips. I'm really excited for the casting award next year, because that's going to be something really interesting to try to, you know, try to predict, huh? Which Oscar-nominated actor had a fall from grace recently, starring in bad movies? Oscar-nominated actor. Okay, well, it's kind of hard to say because, like, you know, I mean, Jon Voight, but at the same time, Jon Voight's always been, like, has recently been in a lot of bad movies, so I can't, and like, his fall from grace is not recent at all. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I have no idea. Will we ever see Matthew McConaughey in a movie again? He's in movies. Like, Matthew McConaughey, he's in movies. Is he not? I'm pretty sure he's still in movies. Let me look this up. Yeah, wait, what? Wait, what? Matthew McConaughey was in Deadpool and Wolverine as Cowboy Pool? Huh? Okay, I didn't know that. That's kind of shocking. Whoa. Let's see. Jon Voight is an Oscar winner. Yeah. Oh, wait. I like the whole Fab Five thing, but I wonder what's going to happen in a few years when they run out of living and active Oscar-winning actors. LMAO, do they start repeating people? Probably, yeah. Probably. Jeremy Irons is an Oscar-winning actor. Sure, true, but I don't think he's had a fall from grace. I think he's still in a bunch of movies. He just hasn't really been in a lot of Best Picture films. God, I gotta say, one thing I will miss from the DCEU, I'm gonna miss Jeremy Irons as Alfred. He was such a good Alfred. My God, oh my God, he was such a good Alfred. Oh, man, we're not gonna see him as Alfred again. Shit. Ariana DeBose is doing some terrible films. True, but again, I don't know. I don't know if I want to say fall from grace, because there's a difference between like a fall from grace and just being in some bad movies. Depp, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him anymore. I honestly just don't. What if, Jeremy Irons or Michael Caine, who is the better actor? I've not seen enough of their filmography, so I can't really say, although Michael Caine is a very good actor. I don't know. What if Wicked wins score because of Steven Schwartz as a 7-time Oscar nominee? He won an Oscar for The Prince of Egypt and Pocahontas. I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know, because I don't know. Like Wicked hasn't been nominated anywhere else, and that would just be a really random winner. Gary Oldman or J.K. Simmons, who's a better actor? I don't know. I mean, it's tough. I mean, maybe. I mean, Gary Oldman is more like. Gary Oldman is more versatile, but at the same time, I've seen J.K. Simmons screw up less with nominations. No, not screw up. I've seen J.K. Simmons screw up less with performances. Oh, don't get me wrong, Gary Oldman's very good. Besides Fire... Oh, Britton White says, besides Fire and Ash, what could be nominated for visual effects next year? Oh... Okay, so we have... Okay, that's interesting. Because I know we're going to have Avatar, Fire, and Ash. I know that. Let me look at some of the films that are coming out this year, alright? I'm going to look at some of the films coming out this year. Yeah, Avatar, Fire, and Ash. I'm going to maybe... Oh, hold on. I might bet on Fantastic Four First Steps because you gotta have Marvel somewhere. And yes, Deadpool and Wolverine didn't get in there, but obviously a lot of these movies are more visual effects heavy than Deadpool and Wolverine. Ooh. Wicked for Good, I might say for now. Maybe Wicked for Good. Maybe Thunderbolts? Maybe Thunderbolts? And maybe Superman? Maybe Superman. I don't know. You also do have, like, How to Train Your Dragon, but I don't know if that's good. I don't know. Dragons and dinosaurs and stuff don't really get nominated for Oscars these days. So probably not that. Yeah, it's kind of tough. I don't think Snow White's doing it. I don't think Snow White's going to happen in visual effects. Minecraft, no. Okay, maybe I do want to look out for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, but I'm hoping this year is stronger than for something like Mission Impossible to get in again. Just Superman is interesting because maybe not. I don't know, because Superman, it's still a DC movie, but I don't know if they're going to still consider it like DCEU, at least with the Oscars, because a DCEU movie, the only DCEU movie to ever get shortlisted was Birds of Prey, but that's the asterisk year where there were like no good visual effects contenders that year, so I would not count that. So really, like, even the fact that even Man of Steel and James Gunn's Suicide Squad couldn't get in the shortlist, I'm like, I don't know. I'll go with Superman for now, but I don't know. Maybe Tron. Tron Ares. I'm probably gonna say is not happening because like the first Tron didn't get nominated, even though it was shortlisted. The Tron Legacy didn't get shortlisted. No, Tron Legacy did get shortlisted, but it did not get nominated. So I don't think the third film in this franchise is gonna happen. So probably not. I'm Still Here. I'm Still Here is not gonna be it's already not nominated for visual effects. So. But yeah. Let's see. I might get ready to. Should I call it for the night? Because I've been going for like 3 hours. Legacy got the sound editing nomination. Yeah, it did, but again, it didn't get visual effects in a list of 5. That was like, so it couldn't even get that. Why did Eternals not get nominated for Best Picture in 2022? Eternals didn't get nominated because people did not like Eternals. That's the problem. Have you seen the new Mel Gibson film? No, and I have no intentions to. Nope, I don't like Mel Gibson. Nope, fuck him. If Culkin does not sweep, i.e. loses bouts to someone like Pierce, does that mean he can still win or not? If he loses to Guy Pearce, then, I would very much consider the idea that maybe Guy Pearce could win the Oscar, because, again, BAFTA is technically going to be our last precursor that's still within Oscar voting, so, yeah. Hacksaw Ridge, yeah, I did very much like Hacksaw Ridge, but at the very least, Hacksaw Ridge was like, that was an awards player, so I kind of had to watch it, but it's also like, But with this new Mel Gibson film, it looks like a movie that no one's going to care about anyway, so I just don't really have any passion to watch it, so no. I'm probably not going to watch the new Mel Gibson film. Although I will say, Hacksaw Ridge getting a director nomination was really stupid. It's like, really? Like, yeah, sure, Hacksaw Ridge is great. We don't need to give Mel Gibson a nomination for director. We don't need to do that. We don't need to send that message out. Nope. And especially now today, that's backfired considering he's back to where he was, and oh my god. People never learn. People never learn. They never learn. You do not like Mel Gibson as a person. Yeah, I don't like Mel Gibson as a person. I don't like Mel Gibson is a piece of shit. I don't like that man. I really do not like him. All right? I mean, the fact that he was going on like racist and sexist rants, and then now I'm a better person again, and everyone thought maybe he had changed with Hacksaw Ridge, but especially nowadays when you see who he is supporting, I'm like, you motherfucker, you didn't change one bit. Like, so yeah, no, I don't like Mel Gibson. Screw him. I don't like him. New Paul Thomas Anderson movie last year. New Paul Thomas Anderson movie for next year. What are the chances of it being an Oscar movie though, even though it's action? I'd say very high, because Paul Thomas Anderson is like a really big contender now. If he could get in for for Phantom Thread, which was like a nothing, what no one saw coming, then I think he could probably get in with this new movie he's doing. If he like, yeah, like so, like yeah. I don't think the action movie thing really matters because like it's Paul Thomas Anderson. Unless he makes a movie that people actively hate, I don't think we should doubt this one. Great director, but very awful person. Oh yeah, you're ruining Mel Gibson. Yeah, even then, his directing these days is kind of hit or miss. So, do you like Sylvester Stallone? Not anymore. I don't. Not anymore. Again, you just look up who he has supported recently. I'm like, you know what this person did, and yet you're still supporting them. Nope, absolutely not. I don't like you. So yeah, no, I don't like Stallone anymore. No. Like, I thought, maybe, it was a good run, but clearly his priorities do not land in an ethical place that I want to support, so, yeah. Off topic, I really want to see Kiss of the Spider-Woman to see if J-Lo can get that elusive Oscar nomination. I'm really excited to see Kiss of the Spider-Woman, to see, because, like, Kiss of the Spider-Woman, it's directed by Bill Condon, who I think is a pretty interesting director, and I'm like, that's fascinating. Robert De Niro, same thing. Oh no, Robert De Niro, like, you look at the, like, I don't know about Robert De Niro. Like, Robert De Niro supports very, very different people, or at the very least, he does not like the person that Sylvester Stallone supports. We'll just say that. So Robert De Niro, nah, like, he's good, at least I think, probably. So yeah. But Kiss the Spider-Woman, I am very interested to see, because we might be getting another musical, and ooh, I like musicals, so we'll have to see. Ooh. But yeah. Could Sebastian Stan actually win for playing Trump if Trump enrages Hollywood so much they do it just to piss him off? It seems to be working for Emilia Perez, having Mexican and trans themes. Probably not. I would not, like, Sebastian Stan was probably like number 5 to get nominated. I would be shocked if he actually won. Because really the only thing he can win now is the BAFTA. And if he won BAFTA, that'd be crazy. But it's like, he's not nominated at SAG. Honestly, I don't think he can win Best Lead Actor without a SAG nomination. I mean, it's happened with some of the supporting categories. But like, lead actor, I don't think so. And plus, I feel like I feel like Hollywood's already scared enough of Trump, to where like I thought that big scare Trump would be like, he's probably not going to get the nomination. The nomination is great. I would not mind if he won, but I don't think Sebastian Stan can win if the Apprentice is not in Best Picture. Sadly. Oh boy, it's oh god, it's 9:11 p.m. Oh boy, ooh. I'm like, this is a very good stream. I might get ready to call it for tonight. So, any last thoughts for anyone before I sign off for the night? Just want to know. Anybody have any final thoughts? Anyone? Oh, anyone? Ooh. Anyone? Give Demi the Oscar. Absolutely, I would agree with that. Demi Moore deserves, like if it's between her and Mikey Madison, give Demi Moore that Oscar. Yeah. When's going to be your next stream? When are you going to do your next stream? Ooh, that's interesting. Because I'm going to actually film with Brother Bro. Because you guys don't know, I'm going to be doing a collab with Brother Bro that will release actually 1 week from today. Actually, 1 week from today, I will collab with Brother Bro. So, you're going to see that. And so, it's going to be kind of tough when I'm going to be able to stream next. Maybe I'll try to stream next Wednesday, maybe the 5th. Although again, I am trying to make sure we can get rent and stuff, because like I've been trying to look for another job, so it hasn't been very strong. So if you want to help us with rent, like I said, go to the tip link right here. If you have any expendable income, please donate if you can, because we're trying to. Because this is pretty much the only thing I have really going right now. So anything helps, even the littlest bit helps with anything. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, little thing is up there, and so yeah, guys, it basically sort of works like Ko-Fi in a sense. So it's sort of like that. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. And, yeah, and also thank you, again, once again, I'm going to thank, Che and Ryan L for the gifted subs. My God, we got 10 subs today. That's awesome. I love that. So, thank you guys so much for all that. And, yeah, guys. And thank you, again, yeah, just for showing up here. And all that, like it's God, I'm having trouble speaking right now, but yeah, and also be sure you hit that subscribe button, because if you don't, Brother Bro and I will never collab.